go. And welcome back to Bearded Ramblings, episode 147, where due to me having a last minute urge to drink a warm beverage, we are a few seconds too late. I know, I'm terrible.
There.
But
So
I'll
I think
also...
the countdown's still playing. There we go. Now it's not.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of a delay.
Yeah.
And I just want to say to each and every one of yous, hi. So we are joined as always by Krendar, except for the times that he's not on, but he is this time.
I'm here as always, except for when I'm not.
Yep, you can say that almost about everyone, except for that one person. You know which.
More
And
importantly, they know.
they. There's always a they. Just don't put 3 brackets around it, or
I
else
don't
we'll be in
want to
trouble.
dox a gender here or anything,
Very
They know who they
inclusive
are.
of you.
I try.
Speaking of, we actually have a femoid, a woman's, a lady, a woman's, and one that we've
They
had
just
before.
found me in the wild. I was just like hanging out in the backyard,
Yeah, it was.
And we got out
Fair.
the pal sphere, and here you are.
Yeah.
Me, Luna. I am here in the flesh. This is really me. I don't have any crazy makeup on or wigs. This is actually my real hair. This is my
Hell, you
real
didn't have
face.
any pants on before the the show started.
I don't have any pants on now.
Who does? I mean,
Fuck pants.
fuck pants.
that.
Get him out of here.
No one likes pants, not even pants. I mean, look what they
I
have to
a
deal with
heating
all day.
blanket though.
Oh,
Pants
looks
know what they
comfy.
did.
Yeah, heating blanket is great. So,
Awesome.
I am here. I am Luna. Hello.
Bro.
It's been a hot minute since we had you. When was the last time you were on?
I think it was like summer, maybe.
Was it that long ago?
It was warm. It was warm. I remember it was a nice day.
Oh, we had Magic. Yeah, we had Magicus on.
Yeah,
I remember.
and he had just quit drinking and stuff, right?
Yeah, he had just been diagnosed with the beaties.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
wasn't that long ago, was it?
You
Huh.
weren't here, if I remember right.
Actually, I guess the summer wasn't
Oh.
as long ago as I thought.
Yeah.
Time flies.
Actually, that does sound about right. For some reason, I was thinking it wasn't still the beginning of the year.
Mm.
Yeah.
It
I
don't.
am myself 2 weeks clean off of cannabis. I have totally quit. I'm going through it. I want a cigarette really bad, but I quit cigarettes years ago. But now that I've quit smoking weed and I quit just taking cannabis altogether, so no gummies, no oil, nothing, just cold turkey. I think that it is causing the problems I'm having. So I'm going through like a year recovery plan to see if that's what it is. And yeah, so
Well, you
far
got
so
this.
good. I'm actually very clear-minded. I'm enjoying things a little bit more. I'm a little bit sensitive and emotional, but I just take my time and I'll
That
take
should be
naps and
temporary.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, naps seem to be helping a lot.
We'll
Good.
That's it.
we'll actually. That's kind of the thing that I believe you wanted to talk about. So before we get into that and some of the other things we have for plan for tonight, time for everyone's favorite moment, the moment where I shill and e-beg. So down in the
Yay.
Give me money, please.
I want the units of currency. And if you do give us units of currency, Krendar gets his bit, and you help pay us towards the YouTube premium so we don't have to deal with the ads. But also our plan, well, my plan, to destroy my inner workings by eating large quantities of spam. That almost rhymed. Almost.
Spam, 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 spam.
Links down below there for Streamlabs and what have yous. And if you want to join the watch party, which this month is still going on, as we are currently going through Firefly, don't forget to become a subscriber over on Twitch, where then that's where I do my gaming. Also, you'll find the link to our guests down below. And of course,
Also, can confirm that that delay is serious.
can you refresh?
Wow.
YouTube has a pretty big delay.
No, I'm
That's
talking.
okay. That's a good thing because if I accidentally show my butt, then you can, you know,
I'm talking about
get ahead of it.
me watching the screen share in Discord.
Okay, I'll turn the screen share off and on again. Boop, boop, boop. Stop streaming. Show your screen.
Oh, you meant that one.
Well, just Troy Doe gets what I was doing with the spam song. Good for him.
Oh, let's see now, any better if that
Watch
works.
stream. There we go. I'll have to test.
Yeah.
No, I think it's because I'm not high, right? I'm sober. It's the Sovereign from Venture Bros.
Very similar.
Have you seen the Venture Bros?
I don't think I've seen
The face-
that.
Yeah.
The Sovereign has like this weird, overwashed, oversaturated, very contrasted looking camera you have, and I'm like, what does that remind me of? God, I've seen that before. It's Sovereign from the Venture Bros. I'm sorry. I had to just put that out there.
No, it's alright.
It is
Krendar,
very similar.
did that fix
is very
or?
similar. Nah, I think it's just a thing. It's fine.
Alright. The one I'm thinking of is there's there's one episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog that had a guy doing the same effects, but worse. Like his eyes were a lot heavier, and it was just like his mat, and there was no like star field behind him. Yeah, I just
Yeah.
fiddle. That wasn't like one of the better episodes, but I do remember he stood out. So, because he was live action, they got somebody to play him. But yeah, I stopped watching the Venture Bros after a while. I don't know. I honestly at the time I thought it was a little bit too full of itself or not going anywhere.
I've got every single episode and every single movie.
I think I may have missed the last season. I didn't know there were movies, so I haven't seen that.
I love it. And the movies have so much info in them that you miss it.
I need to see them because I love Venture Brothers.
Dude,
I
so
actually
much happens on the Gargantua 2
Yeah.
movie
Luna?
and nobody knows about it.
Luna, I think you'll like this. When I'm at work, like I work in a restaurant, and I have a Spotify playlist I put together just so I have some music playing in the background while I'm working. And one of the songs I have on my Spotify playlist is Jacket.
Ah, that's such a good. I love it.
It's an incredible
I
song.
love cartoons. Cartoons really are just like.
The music video
love them.
especially. The music video is just goes hard. I love Jacket. It's such a serious rockin' song about people's coats for some reason. It's so good.
It's bombastic. It's very boyish and mannish. I love Venture
Yeah.
Bros because it really gives a lot of the male perspective on things, and like
I-
just like
I
all
love
the
it
different
'cause it-
kinds of men that are out there and how they work together and do stuff. It's
Yeah,
really
like
good
I forget the
cartoon.
guy's name, but the guy, the friend of the family who's in the Jacket video, he's got these special microphones made so they're like nunchuck microphones. And he's just playing them with nunchucks while he's singing. Just
Now
two
I gotta
microphones
watch it
connected by
again.
a short cord. Oh god, that was such a good video.
So I literally have none to add, so we might as well just move on.
We gotta get him to watch Venture Bros sometime.
Yeah, oh god, it must have been maybe.
Party.
Now that it finally has a conclusion, also,
Yeah.
it
Oh,
basically
put it
came
right
to
back.
an end. This last year, I think they finally released the end of it.
Yeah, I heard
They
something
actually-
about it.
They did everything. So Aqua Teen had a special, a
I
finale.
remember that. Yeah.
Metalocalypse had a finale
Wait,
that
last
I thought was absolutely
last year?
wonderful. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I would love to see that
Army
because I
of the Dune
loved.
Star. It's called. I have that too. I have all of it.
Sweet.
Love them.
Um,
And I'm also really into Has Been Hotel right now, but that's kind of more. It's like a musical. I would really
Yeah,
honestly say that it's like a cartoon musical.
I have a
If you're
good
not into
friend who was
musicals, you
big
might not like
into.
it.
Yeah, I had a friend who was big into it back when it was like just like the pilot and shit like that. So I ended up watching it, and I've been following along with it. What was it? Vizzy Pop? Is that the name of the person?
Mhm.
And
Vivian.
yeah, and I know there was like some drama and all that shit, and then
Oh
I
my
know
God, people hate her. They hate it. But I love it because I think it's very
that and
unique.
Hell
It's
of
in
a
its own
Boss,
lane.
is it? Hell of a Boss is
Hell of a
also.
Boss is really, really good, and that's all on YouTube for free to
Oh, cool.
watch. Has-Been's on Amazon. You can watch the pilot for free on YouTube, but it's mostly on Amazon. And Hell of a Boss is 100% free to watch on YouTube. I love it. It's just like this really good in between of teenager and adult. It's like a teenager becoming an adult kind of
Which
story.
there's one particular character I've been seeing popping up on DeviantArt quite a lot. Which one of them has the wolf character Luna? It's one of those
Oh,
two
That's
shows, I think.
that is a Hell of a
Hell of a
Boss,
Boss,
Luna.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
DeviantArt loves Luna, let me tell you.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, they do. Well, furries like Luna because Luna has a human form too.
Yeah, well, she's a furry, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I don't know if she can shapeshift, but even as a wolf
She
form,
does it for
she's
the
she's a
furries for
furry.
sure.
Her
Yeah.
art
Yeah.
design makes me think that if I were to go and look up who, like, if anyone other than Viz helped make her, like, there might be a small chance I know the person who did because the art style looks so similar to someone I knew back when I flirted with furry shit back in the day on DeviantArt.
I think they also
Back
like
in the
Luna
day,
because she's
uh-huh. Wink.
extremely socially awkward. I mean, like she is terrible at communication, and that pretty
Mhm.
much explains most people. So I think they relate to her a lot on that level as well.
Um,
I can't, 'cause I talk to people all the time, you know?
so, so Luna, um, shall we get into your sort of like what you wanted to share with chat in the wider world? Because it seems you've been on a bit of a journey of self discovery, and you said you wanted to share with the class.
Well, I guess I'll start from the beginning and say like about like 4 years ago, I started experiencing a lot of stomach, abdominal issues, cramping, back and forth from constipation to diarrhea. I wasn't sure what was going on with my kidneys or anything. I was having bladder issues, problems peeing, couldn't figure it out. It would come, it would go. We thought it was food. They said it was IBS and this and that, but it kept happening, and it's still sort of happening, but I feel like the symptoms have really died down just in the last 2 weeks. I came across this article about CHS, which is cannabinoid hyperemesis syndrome. Now, you have to smoke weed for a very prolonged period of time and a lot. Like, it takes a lot. And I was at that point. I was smoking like 30% THC and up every day, all day for the last 6 years, I'm going to say. That's how much I smoked it. I'm probably riddled with cancer and just don't know. But
As you do.
I have I have been reading these articles. I looked up a few different doctors. I was reading these symptoms and it seemed like, oh, I'm reading a biography here. So I just figured, what's the harm in just stopping and seeing if it works? And so far, I feel like it has worked in a lot of ways. Like I'm clear-minded. I'm sleeping. I have really bad insomnia, and I think that has been put on by weed as well. And I also want to preface this, like I've been smoking weed since I was 13. I'm 35 years old now. So I've been smoking for a really long time. I don't think that CHS is something that, if you just use weed when you get home from work to sleep once a day, once a week, here and there, whatever. If you have cancer and you've been prescribed it to alleviate symptoms, you don't have to worry about this. This is really for like addicts. I was addicted to weed, and I was trying to treat the symptoms that it might have been causing, right? So what happens with cannabinoid hyperemesis syndrome is that you smoke it so much that you break the receptors in your brain, and then nausea medicine starts to not even have an effect on you. Your kidneys start to shut down and injure a bit from the dehydration side of it. So like all of the symptoms you suffer, you basically seek out a lot of heat to alleviate the symptoms, right? And when all that heat causes you to sweat, and all that excessive sweat causes excessive dehydration, which then leads to the kidney problem. And that's really where the danger of CHS comes in. If you prolong this for too long, you actually start to damage the kidney, and we need those. We need those.
Yeah,
They're
they're
kind
worth a
of an
lot in
important
China.
organ. So I just got right to it. I cut myself off. I didn't take gummies or anything. At first I was like, I'll just quit, right? Because I was already thinking about quitting. I already felt like I was sucking up all this, weed, and it wasn't even having an effect on me at all. So, yeah, I had to just do something. But then when I read about hyperemesis, the syndrome, the CHS thing, I was like, okay, I can't do any cannabinoids at all because they stick in your system. It's not like alcohol or nicotine. Those things are pretty much out of your system within days. But weed is different. THC actually sticks in the system for a little over a month. And if you've been smoking it as long as I have, that shit builds up in your spinal cord and things too. Like, we don't even really know the effects of weed addiction because it's been legalized, and the accessibility of it has really, been, it's very recent, right? Like, a lot of people are very open about their cannabis abuse. It's kind of, it's even a song, smoke weed every
We did.
day. It's a meme, you know? Don't smoke weed every day. Just don't do it. Okay? That's my advice, because if you do for really long periods of time, you could do some damage. And it's just, that goes for anything. Don't put anything in your body excessively. Moderation is key, right?
So, I got a question about it. Um, you've said like what originally like got you smoking weed, other than it was fun to do around friends or it helps with stress. Like, did you ever take it for like deal with actual pains that you really
Oh,
have?
I'm almost sure it was a trauma response to a very, very bad upbringing.
Okay, so you were
Severe neglect. There was a
kind of
lot of abuse.
self-medicating then.
Yeah, it was very, there's a lot of abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse, neglect, lots of things that I'm not going to get into details about, but yeah, I had to grow up very fast. I was never really a kid. So I
No.
started smoking cigarettes when I was 11, and I started smoking weed when I was 13. So it's just lack of parenting, really.
Hmm.
If I
Um,
had good parents watching over me, I don't think I would have ever been like this.
Well, what I've noticed online is of all the addictions, it seems weed, or at least if you don't like the term, well, you clearly don't mind, but if someone in the chat doesn't like the term addiction, then compulsion. But whatever way you want to say it, I've noticed I've never
Oh
found
no,
ones
it's an
getting
addiction.
so
I was addicted.
defensive about it.
Yes,
Some people
I've
get
been
so
dealing with a
defensive
lot
about it.
of people I've been sharing my journey like day to day on Twitter, and some people are absolutely um, delusional about
Mm.
it, you know?
I
I'm
know people who
sharing
used
my
to think that like
experience
it
so
could
that
cure
other
cancer
people,
and like almost like bring them back from the dead the way they talk about it, and it's
and that's
not.
that's fine. That's great. But there's two sides to every coin. You know what
Hmm.
I mean? And my experience with weed has been a very long, long experience, decades. I have been smoking it for decades. So that needs to be considered here. My
Yeah.
addiction is my addiction. And if people don't like that word, then they maybe should think about their sensitivity towards it. Maybe they are addicted. If you if you have to shield yourself from the truth and the truth hurts you, then I would pay very close attention to why.
Yeah. Why?
That's how I got out of it. When I was addicted to weed, I was the same. I was a cannabis evangelist. I swore by it. I said, "No, you can't be addicted to it. No, it's not." I told people it's not even a drug. Okay? So, whatever people say is what they say.
Mm,
Everyone's experience with it is different. And you have to really just accept that part of it. I can accept the fact that if someone's dying of cancer and they're on chemo, weed is probably the best thing to help them build an appetite and this and that, right?
yeah.
But at the level of addiction I was at the rate I was smoking it, it was ruining my appetite. It was causing nausea. I was puking for no fucking reason. I was just throwing water up. You know what I'm saying? People who have died from CHS die retching themselves to death. They die
Ugh.
dry heaving. And I'm sorry, but I don't want to die like that. I don't. That's enough. That is enough for me to be like, look, I should moderate what I put in my body. When does it become an addiction? And compulsion is just a soft word for something much more severe. Okay? I got to a point where it really was an addiction. And when you're in it, you don't really, it's like mental illness. People who are mentally ill, you look at them. They have no fucking clue half of the time that they are mentally
Well, I
ill.
gotta push back on one simple thing. We superior breed, known as alcoholics, have no problem admitting that we're drunks. We will
That's
just.
not true. That's
I
not
know,
true.
I'm joking, but
I
a lot
had
of
two
people
family members that were
who are
The
drunk.
term
functioning alcoholics, and nobody even knew they were drunk. And that's the danger. That is the real danger of CHS. It's it's condoned. People enable it because it is condoned. It's dangerous when you have
No, I
that
mean,
mentality, and no, people don't even know. You know, I don't leave my house. It's not like people are watching me 24/7. Addiction is dangerous. It's not just the weed or the substance, right? That's what I want people to really break away, separate the psychology from the drug. It's not these drugs that are the problem. It's not the substance that is or is not addictive. It's the tendencies we have that hurt us. It's when we start to hurt ourselves and don't even realize it. That's when we need to wake up to that. And the best way to prevent it is to just moderate the intake. The
yeah,
only thing I want anybody to take away from my sharing this is if you are going to smoke weed, you are going to do drugs, you are going to drink, just do it responsibly. Take care of your body. You only get one, okay? And if you damage it too much, sometimes there's no going back, you know?
hey, I've got a sciatica because of my terrible posture and lack of movement for that very reason. And once you get that, you're stuck with it for the rest of your life. Um,
Yeah. I'm
like,
very lucky that I have the self-awareness to be like, I'm doing this too much. This is causing me pain. I haven't thrown up in the last 2 weeks. I have been sleeping. I have a full appetite. I eat all 3 meals every day now. It's like almost 180. So I'm not saying that weed is bad. I'm saying
too
that
much weed is bad.
addiction is bad, right? Doing something too much, anything too much, can really just fuck you up. And it can ruin your life. It can ruin things around you. It can ruin your opportunities. It's a mind altering drug. And we can't downplay that, you know?
I think a lot of people just get defensive
There's
about
this
it
really
because.
weird California case lately too. I just want to bring this up real
Okay.
quick. This woman stabbed her boyfriend to death 108 times, stabbed her
Oh, I
dog to
saw
death,
that.
and then stabbed herself. And she's out. She's not in jail. She's not in a padded cell. And everyone's blaming it on the weed.
Yeah, weed-induced
I'm sorry, what?
psychosis. Yeah.
I'm sorry, what? who who knows whether that's real or not, you know? I've seen people get paranoid off of weed. It
Oh, I'm a
really
lightweight
affects
as fuck.
everyone
I
differently.
cannot handle it, especially hash. Like I just get like dizzy, and time starts changing. I can't enjoy it as much as other people, so I don't take it because I know my
Yeah.
limits.
Yeah, and that's really the key move. Like, I'm not trying to badmouth anything, but I'm as an addict, as someone who's struggled with replacing things with other things, because I used weed to quit smoking. So I didn't smoke as heavily until after I quit smoking cigarettes. And then 6 years ago is when I really picked up the pace with weed. And I was a fucking chimney, you know? That's not okay. It's just not okay.
Hmm.
I had to tell myself it's not okay. And I'm not going to tell other people how to live their life or what they need to do, because everybody's going through something on their own. They need to figure it out on their own. But I've been encouraged by my doctors to speak openly about this because it's not a very well known thing. And if I can help someone prevent themselves from getting to that point, that's that's really all I care about. Is just making people aware that CHS is even a thing and that you can be addicted to anything. If you let it go, you can become an addict like that.
Yeah.
And that was
Um,
really the hardest part for me. It was admitting that. Was admitting I was addicted to something. But that's what set me free.
well, no one wants to be like an actual addict. No one wants to go
Look at
like,
me.
oh,
I
yeah.
can my eyes are open. They're not bloodshot. I can see clearly. I think clearly. I can have a conversation and follow through with staying on topic and not go all over the place. It's great.
Um,
It's like I feel like a completely different person.
well, you definitely sound pretty happy with the outcome so far. Grandart, anything you wanna ask? Anything you wanna add?
Not really. No, it's been pretty clear so far.
Well,
Me
if
Um,
along.
anybody
in
has
the
any
chat.
questions about anything pertaining to addiction or weed use or whatever, you can contact me, Luna Lavinci, on Twitter. You can DM me. My DMs are open. You can just talk to me openly on Twitter. I'm a very open person, so I'm here. I like to be here for people with this stuff because it can be really hard admitting to ourselves these things.
I
Really,
You know
it's
what
hard.
was weird? I hadn't drank in a couple of weeks after my birthday, and on Wednesday I finally had a drink because quite honestly I had hit my wall and I couldn't quite go on anymore. I was actually getting really anxious and like hard to concentrate on things that I enjoyed. So I'm like, I'm gonna go and have a drink because next time maybe I can push myself a little longer. And I went and I got a drink, and while it was great, I had a lot of fun with you guys. Oh my god, just the difference of a few weeks in like tolerance levels. I could barely remember half of what happened over the few days that I had a drink. And you know what? The next morning I'm like, I don't want to do this in a couple of weeks, and I've actually still kind of kept with that mindset. Now I'm gonna meet a friend on the 22nd, and I'm probably gonna have a glass or two of wine. I'm gonna try to actually keep it to that, like nothing more than a glass or two of wine over a meal. And if I can do that, I'll be really happy with myself. If not, I'm not gonna beat myself up over it, but I am
It's
gonna
not
then
good
just
to beat
try.
yourself up. No.
Yeah.
If you're a particular person, for sure.
Mm.
Me, however, I'm a tough cookie. I'm a loner. I've been in survival mode for decades. I've been on my own and up here, and I had to figure this out on my own.
Well, chat seems to be pretty on board with you so far, so you got nothing but love from there, and we're all proud of you.
Thank you guys. I smoked weed for decades, and I don't even know who I would have been if I never did, you know? What
Mm.
if I could have been this person all this time, you know? And if I can help somebody prevent doing that to themselves, that's all I really want, you know? I'm sorry.
Um, you do have a
You're there
question.
now.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
You got a question from Gage. So Luna, I've wondered, like, if I smoked like Snoop Dogg or whatever, like high all the time, would sobriety start to feel like my altered state? Like, would I want to experience things sober out of curiosity the way I do with weed now? What do you think?
Well, I think you have to definitely prepare yourself to feel everything. I definitely am going through some motions. I've, I'm actually experiencing depression, I think, for the first time. I'm allowing myself to actually feel stuff and be a human being. I'm in touch with my humanity. Whereas weed kind of, this mentality around it definitely permeates the psychology. We tell each other these things, but we forget that biologically we're all chemically different and that we all react to it differently. And it is like wearing a clouded veil over you. You're in a altered mind state all the time if you smoke all the time, like Snoop does. And I do feel personally that I'm I'm more together. I'm more cohesive. I can stay on task and actually finish things instead of starting a million things and not finishing them. There's improvement that I'm seeing in my productivity and just my being present for people,
But
you
of
know?
course, you also have to take the reality of the bad too, without any sort of
hmm
comfort blanket, and you got to be an adult and handle that.
Yes. I have taken up fishing, fish keeping. I
Oh,
have fish and frogs, and I have a salt tank and a freshwater tank, and I take care of my fish and I sing to them. And I also picked up the ukulele and I started learning to play a new instrument. I'm replacing that addiction with other things that I can possibly get addicted to. Also, video games help me a lot. I've been playing Skyrim like you wouldn't believe. I've been playing Skyrim so fucking
madam.
much.
You're
So
in
it's
the
like
correct channel for
do
that.
do anything to replace that that isn't putting something in your body. Go outside for walks every once in a while. Get in touch with you again
Mm.
and allow yourself to go through the rough shit because that's the hard part is getting through the rough stuff and finding out who you really are underneath the substance.
Hmm.
That way, when you do take these things, you do take this medicine or this drug or whatever, it has the right effect on you for the right amount of time. So, like when I
It's
get
time to
old
discover if you
and
like
actually,
waifu.
yeah, when I start getting old and actually riddled with some kind of disease, I want weed to do what it's supposed to do. I want it to actually work on me, you know?
Yeah?
But
Yeah.
at this point, I'm only 35 and 30% weed isn't I'm not feeling it. That's crazy. That's
Just be
not
glad that
okay.
it was weed and not like fucking like an opioid. Jesus.
I've
Right?
tried heavier drugs and I could never really get into them. I tried mushrooms when I was younger once. I tried cocaine once and it was awful. I hated it. I was put on morphine one time when I was in the hospital for pain and it scared me so bad. It felt like I couldn't breathe. So I'm very sensitive. I can feel my body, and weed shut everything off. It is a wonderful drug, and I do think that it helps people, but only in moderation, not in the way I was abusing it. Okay,
Don't turn it
that's a
into a
very important
cope,
thing people need to
basically.
take from this. That I was abusing the substance, and that's not okay.
Hmm. Um. Wow. That's ironically that was one of our more passionate moments on the show so far, because
Well, thank you very much for letting me share that with everyone.
I had a feeling.
share
I had a
myself.
feeling you had a lot to say. I had a feeling you had a lot to say on the topic. So you needed. You don't need a platform. In fact, your platform is bigger than our platform. But any platform to say what you're saying is a positive.
Yeah.
I've always been on my own. I'm a lone wolf, and that's great for me. But one of my dreams is to collaborate with people and be part of something bigger than me. And I feel like for the first time in my life, that might actually be possible because I'm not all doped out of my brain all the time, and I'm really here now. I'm not hidden behind
Yeah.
a drug, you know?
Hmm.
Also,
Well,
just to let you know, our friend Raisin has offered has offered an ear if you ever need to talk to somebody.
yeah.
Thank you, Raisin. I need some ladies in my life.
You and me
Raisin is,
both.
My
is, is the
mom
sweetest.
was my mom was extremely neglectful, and I have a really hard time being friends with women because of it. I'm traumatized by it, honestly. So I do really
Luckily,
appreciate it, and I hope that I can make lady friends.
luckily, Raisin is very easy to be friends with.
Extremely.
Raisin seems like an absolute babe.
Um.
Yeah. Have you ever caught any episode when we've had her
Mhm.
on as
I
guest?
have watched you guys talk about
Yeah.
things.
Um. All right. Well
Sweet.
then, how about we go and watch something to lighten the mood? Although that wasn't a bad, completely bad. That was like inspirational. That means you got to go to the
Thank you,
bottom to reach the
everybody.
top.
Thank you so much. I
Um.
appreciate it. I thought I was gonna get more emotional, but
Nah,
I feel
you said it
strong.
yourself. You're a toughie. You can handle it.
Yeah.
Raisin says you can start a Chicks with Shit Moms Club.
I won't let you guys down. I'm gonna see this through. And in a
Nice.
year from now, I'll be able to tell you guys whether it was actually CHS or not. But as far
Yeah.
as things go, 2 weeks into being sober, I feel so much different and I like it. So I hope it encourages you guys to take care of yourselves first and foremost.
Damn right.
I love you guys. Thank you.
So this isn't on the docket, but I found it earlier today, and it looks really funny. Even if the topics are fucking bleak as shit. Um, it's a game set in well, as it's called here, the Class of '09. But it's on Steam. But they've released a couple of anime to go with it, with the characters in it, and I think they stand on their own.
Is this what cam girls feel like?
I think cam girls do a little more than we did.
But at least they get paid. We had to flirt with that weirdo for free.
No, we lost a bet. That's not free, it's just hoeing pro bono.
Why would you put up flirting with Jeffrey in the first place?
Oh, so you thought she could steal that hot dog roller?
No, but just that whole class yesterday. Wow, Jeffrey, your Naruto drawings are so good. Ew.
That wasn't even the worst part.
Mhm.
People had to watch us do that.
Plus,
think
he
they were
probably
hitting
won't
on
leave us
the-
alone for
the-
like a month now.
the
He's
weeb.
gonna go home to his video games and make created characters of us.
Yeah, he'll kill us in Grand Theft Auto.
You can make characters in Grand Theft Auto?
Do I look like a bitch who would know?
Whatever. God, I need a Xanax. Wait, where'd I put it?
Titty
This is my
Xanax.
last Xan. How'd you take that?
Quick hands. Titty and Xanax, what a combo.
Goes together like peanut butter and Percocet.
This is true.
Oh yeah, he kept doing that. This is true.
Like he's too good to say yeah, he has to be a scientist about it.
Oh, and what about, okay?
I hate it when they do that. Like they gotta sound like the gay comic relief cat in every Disney movie.
This is true. This is true.
Yes, in fact. Quite the interesting outfit.
Stop screaming, we're having sex.
What are you doing? Sounds like you had a class with Jeffrey.
She has McDonald's. Emily, where'd you get McDonald's?
McDonald's?
Bitch, give me a fry.
Is that
Me.
how you ask?
Bitch, please give me a fry.
And yeah, we had a class with Jeffrey.
Me too.
Who actually feeds her?
He was drawing pictures of you
Yeah,
guys the
that's
whole
me.
class.
No way.
What are we doing on the pictures?
Like being cute, making kissy faces with hearts around it.
Nicole, we're gonna get murdered. We're gonna get murdered by a guy who can't even tie his fucking shoes.
Well, at least he won't torture us. Can't tie a rope either.
Yeah, but I ripped him up and threw him in the trash. Told that hoe to watch it.
You're the best, Emily.
I know. Okay, I gotta go sell the janitor Adderall. I'll see you guys later.
The hottest bitch ever.
And I love her hair.
What's gayer? Dating a girl or wanting a girl to have sex with your dead body?
Um, dating a girl?
Still straight.
What were we talking about? Oh yeah, so what are we doing for marketing?
It's the movie casting thing, right?
Yeah. So I
I
was
love
thinking...
this so much.
I think the AC exploded again.
That scared me, but yeah. The challenge should be a cast of bald guys who don't look like they say the N-word.
How is that a challenge?
Name one.
Vin Diesel? No, wait.
Right here.
Bruce Willis.
Hello.
Wow, this is challenging.
Damn, that's a lot of AC units.
Attention students and faculty, we are in emergency lockdown. Please follow procedures at this time.
What the fuck was that about?
School shooter!
That...
Jeffrey snapped! We gotta get out of here! What are you doing? Let's go!
We flirted with him yesterday. We're the last people he'd kill. Just chill out.
It's easy for you to say. You took my last Xanax!
Don't tell me to chill, you took my last Xanax.
I like how she just jumps to the conclusion that it has to be
I
Jeffrey.
thought you were running for it.
Security locked the doors.
Damn, that was a big one.
Listen, you can hear him have a big speech in the other room.
They're called manga.
Totally an anime book.
Oh man.
There's apparently a few of them. I think I showed an
That
early...
is well animated.
I think I
That is
showed
very-
well
I
anim-
will say.
a
Good
game...
mix of comedy and dark humor.
Yeah.
Regular humor and dark humor.
The link is down here. Yes, I was thinking where this reminded me of, and I think I sent this to Girly as a suggestion she could play, like the actual game. The game isn't as well animated, but they're the same voice actresses, and like the whole plot is just fucking insane. It's just like that the whole time. It's great. Whoever wrote it is just a fucking
this
genius.
is creativity unleashed. This is like the opposite of being
Yeah.
Yeah,
held
classic.
down by a corp. Yeah.
Let's be honest. Did you play this today specifically because Luna was in it?
No, that was just a
I'm
happy little
Emily,
accident.
apparently.
Much like little Timmy, who I will not acknowledge as mine. But I'll always think of you, little Timmy. Mostly because your organs will sell a fortune in China. Anyway. What else are good kids for? I mean, honestly. Oh God. Yeah, no, I really actually am tempted of playing this game, and it's not normally my style of game. But it's A, kind of cheap, and B, those anime are... There's more than one.
What
There's...
kind of game is it? What is it?
It's,
Like, what's the mechanic?
It's kind of like a visual novel.
Okay.
not
Is it
really a
like Doki
game
Doki?
game.
It's like Doki Doki.
Do
Yeah.
you have to make decisions along the way? Oh, I guess there's one right there.
Yeah, go to the concert or stay home and kill yourself.
Love it.
So it is Doki Doki
Absolutely
then.
adore it.
There's the otaku who went on the fucking kill
Is it
spree.
Jeffrey?
Yeah, I think so. Look, yeah.
Wow.
What? It's actually a Mexican cartel supply, but probably won't kill you. Yeah, it's whoever wrote it is fantastic, but whoever they got as the voice actresses are also great because the timing is just
Oh yeah,
Perfect.
they do good. They do well. The writing is well done.
Mm.
It's real. It's raw. I like it.
Yeah, good comedic timing. Yeah.
all right. Let's we have them up here, so let's bring up channel 5 and see if Luna, have you been following channel 5 or do you follow channel 5?
No, I don't think so.
The experience.
Well, he went down to the border to look at the border crisis and talk to the people, talk to the ICE, talk to the people, the refugees and such. But now he's taking it one step further. He's met up with some of the coyotes and they're actually taking them across the border. So this is just going to be an interview with them. Last episode I saw, they said, if you want me to do this, like, you gotta leave the camera crew there. Now before you're thinking, hey, this could be a stage one, I'm on the fence, literally the fence, which is back there, and sorry, Trump, it's not quite as impressive as you wanted it to be. But
So this person running the channel is helping people into the U.S.?
I think he wants to see them because he showed like the migrant center, which is just a big pit where they just sit and wait like for hours, waiting to be transferred to like the big proper ice centers. But now he's going to the source, so he's not going to help them. He's just going to like interview them and see where their side of the story is. And
This channel is just a news channel, but they tend to be silly with things, but they are still also just a news channel.
oh yeah, they've been
Okay.
to
So they're parody news.
they're
but
parody
they are,
news, but on
They
serious
are
topics.
actually giving news.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
They're
it's a- yeah.
Okay. They're parodying the news channels, but also doing real journalism. That's
Yes.
right.
Yeah, he
Okay.
was
But
one
it's
of.
yeah.
Ironically,
It's,
go on.
it's
sorry.
like lower budget Daily Show.
Kinda.
Okay.
Um,
I see.
he like when the war in Ukraine broke out, he was one of the first people out there. I think even before Dylan Burns got over there, and also when the war in the Middle East kicked off for
Did you
the
guys see the
trillionth
Chris
time.
Tucker interview? Did you watch it? I
with
watched
with
the whole
Putin.
thing.
No.
Yeah.
Why is Chris Tucker involved? What's
I
going
watched
on?
the whole. He's a fucking journalist. Why wouldn't
He got
journalists
interviewed
be
by
involved?
he interviewed Putin, and Putin just went on this
Wait, I'm thinking of somebody else.
Putin
insane.
basically said, "I'm ready to talk."
Yeah.
That's basically what he said
Oh,
for
never
2
mind.
hours.
Wait, you mean
That-
Tucker Carlson, don't you? Not Chris Tucker.
Yeah, I know. I'm just.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say, was I the one that was confused?
No.
The experience of trekking through the Mexican borderlands is a
You got
surreal
me.
one. Everywhere you
Got
look,
'em.
you see free-range cows.
Free
and
range
signs
cows.
asking not to leave garbage. Still, there's a ton of trash, but a lot of it's pretty interesting. You see empty cases of beer, diapers full of poo, Venezuelan flags, printed copies of unanswered emails from US Border Patrol, and a delicious half-eaten Snickers bar just for you.
Ew.
mucha gente de Venezuela que
Aquí hay mucha gente de todos lados.
As we begin to walk
That's
down a
very
large
Pink
hill, one of the
Flamingos.
coyotes stops us and tells us
Yeah.
important information.
no es que sea peligroso, simplemente es mucha cautela, porque
Mucha cartela.
Sí.
Para que así nadie sabe nada.
no saben nada de nosotros.
They say the cartel controls this particular human smuggling route, and that as freelancers, they failed to pay the coyote fee, or the cartel tax, which is usually about 20%. And they also didn't tell them we'd be filming. So, in the event that a collector rolls up demanding money, I have to act like we're just a couple of bros on a chill hike.
Okay, está bien.
Truly seeing no other option, I follow them down the hill and into the woods. Alright, we're walking through the forest. We're about a mile from the Rio Grande, which obviously is the natural barrier into the state of Texas. So we're gonna follow the homies here. As you can see, there's like a ton of discarded underwear, socks, you know, garbage, empty bottles of water, presumably left behind by previous migrants. It's estimated that just last year alone, roughly 2 million people entered the U.S. this way. As we continue to walk, I get my first view of the river. This spot, though, they say, is way too hot to cross. Not because of Border Patrol, they say, but because of undercurrents, which are the leading cause of death in the river.
The currents can sweep you under that water in just seconds.
Border Patrol agents rescued 2 migrants struggling to stay afloat in the fast-moving water.
Un oso de peluche.
Yeah, well,
Rip
it's better
on
A
than
veces
living in the
cuando
countries
un
they live
familiar
in, I'll tell you
pierde
that.
alguien en el
Yeah.
río,
Give
es
me
normal
liberty or
que
give me death.
Left,
lo que me
can't
han
stuffed
dicho.
animal behind.
Don't people
Sí.
get about that?
Mucha gente sufre.
Some of them have been like walking from like Chile, and that includes over the Darien Gap.
There are people coming from China, bro. They're
Yep.
coming from all over the fucking world. Nobody
He talks
wants
to an
live in
Ethiopian.
other countries because they're shit. Okay, other countries are shit. America's the fucking best. Deal with it.
Okay, so let me just open up my window. Oh, we don't have any immigrants here at all. Krendar, do you have any immigrants in your country?
Hold on, let me just check out the window. Don't see any.
Damn. It's true, you're hoarding all the immigrants. We need that genetic
I
diversity.
live in California. They're all here.
We,
They're all
we
here,
need
and
to-
you know why? Because California doesn't want to lose its blue state. Wants to stay Democrat.
You also want the best food in the world.
That,
Canada
yeah.
uses America as a barrier. there's sort of like a padding barrier, so all the immigrants go there. And they don't get up here.
California's gonna implode on itself like a dying star.
Llora demasiado solo para poder
It's a
llegar,
black
pero
hole.
hay veces que pues, yo me pongo a pensar y que digo que
California, yeah.
la gente es así pues porque son así. O sea, no sé si me lo puedo explicar. Todos quieren tener un sueño o una vida muy bien hecha, pero
The coyote, like many others, don't understand why migrants would go to such lengths just to get to the US. But his perspective is an informed one. He spent most of his life in a border town, and for a year lived in San Antonio and worked as a dishwasher, where he said he felt alienated, exiled, overworked, and depressed.
he estado encerrado.
Brandar, does that sound right?
Trabajando encerrado. Es lo único.
But does admit the service wages were much higher. Yet, so was the cost of living, so he was barely able to make any money. This equation is something that very few economic migrants seem to be aware of, which points to a larger issue, which is the widespread proliferation of American dream propaganda in developing nations. Every migrant that I've spoken to,
that's just the big pit that ISIS puts them in.
To Guinea, to Guatemala, and to Bangladesh, believe, without any prior experience or really contemporary information about the problems facing American society, that America is paradise, heaven on earth, a place of free elections, free press, and unlimited social welfare programs.
Pause.
Those poor bastards.
Pause. America is the only country in the fucking world that you can say anything you want and not go to jail. Okay? And that's for now. That can go away at any frickin' minute. Okay? Also, there are countries that have had rights to bear arms and lost it. Okay? And look how they're doing. Like, just everyone needs to take a look around the world
Norway
and not focus in on America. There's a reason people want to live here. There's
well, more people go up to
here.
Norway than I know than anyone because Norway is the best country in the world to live in.
Yeah, but it's also like the size of a micro penis.
Are you?
America.
I thought you weren't high anymore. Norway's huge.
How many times can you put Norway in America?
That's actually a great question. I need to pee, so I'm gonna ask you to hold down the phone when we get back. We can actually go to that website that will answer that very. Actually, if you could do it while I'm gone, we can multitask.
How many times can you put Norway?
Go to the bank and stack at least. This shit here better than selling bees. I made some rent that I couldn't believe.
But unfortunately, this is not the case.
I do know that there's at least one city in China that can contain all
He
of
started the
Canada.
video.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't hear you and the video at the same
Now
time.
you stopped it. I was just gonna say I don't know about Norway's population, but I know there's at least one city in China that could house all of Canada in one city.
China is no frickin' joke, man. Dude.
Right?
And
The
before
overpopulation
COVID
is
happened,
nuts.
all of China was rioting. Now look at it. China's also literally falling apart, feeding their people plastic rice. I mean, I wouldn't want to live there either.
India is
Not
where
to mention
you'd
that
want to
half
put
of
your
the
money in.
frickin' internet is censored. Half of the internet they can't look at. That's crazy. That's
So, Loon-
insane.
Loon, what's the answer on Norway?
It won't tell me. It just says, "Oh, would you like to sign up for dual citizenship to Norway?"
They're trying to help you. They're trying to get you out of the hellhole that is America.
I'm not exactly sure Norway is where I would go. You know, if I went to Europe, I'd probably go to Wales or like UK. You know,
Oof.
where it's really happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to go to the heart of the problem. That's me. But
You want to hide in Boris Johnson's hair.
yeah.
About
But I
getting
love
rich
my
from an
country. America's
unemployment scam is
fucking
now
great.
facing federal
Hey, I
charges.
love America too, and to the point where Krendar has poked fun at me. But I love it for like the people who won't try to kill me because I don't believe in the baby Jesus. You know, like
Nobody wants to kill you because you're an atheist. That's just
give it time.
freedom of religion is how we were founded as a country. So that's not the issue. I think the issue is that people don't communicate properly anymore, like
That's
we
true.
used to.
But Lev, I just want to say
You're a racist. You're a bigot. You're a sexist. You're this. You're that.
Yeah.
Nobody's talking. They're just hurling insults. You're Hitler.
It's true.
If you even disagree with somebody. And I'm sorry, but if you can't communicate, then maybe...
Very true. But yeah, Lev, I do make fun of you for your love of America, but you're okay as long as you don't reach Sargon of Akkad levels.
Yeah, well,
I agree.
Yeah. For starters, I can grow a far superior beard than he ever could.
The man is obsessed.
He is, but that's because he got so disillusioned after no one in the UK would vote for him. I didn't want to be.
He started off bashing feminists.
The man.
Like, what do you expect?
Actually, he went after religious people first, then he went over to the feminists.
Which is like, I mean, why? You're already dug your grave. You know what I mean? You have to be able to tolerate things and understand things, even if you don't like them.
He is pretty irrelevant, though. He is pretty irrelevant at this point now. Like, the conversation from the right has moved on to more of the Nick Fuentes, Jordan Peterson sort of groups.
He's also not very sensationalist.
No, he's too prim and proper. He can't really shake the boat too much.
Yeah. Carl's another...
All the way for the best.
He's a different weird kind of animal. I was always more like a Thunderfoot fan.
Thunderfoot. I like some Thunderfoots. Yeah.
I like the science side of things. And I always felt like Thunderfoot should have got way more credit than he ever really got, you know?
My theory there is that Thunderfoot got involved on the whole online thing a little too early and kind of burned his candle too quick, because he would have been probably hitting the scene a lot bigger these days. But he would have still been washed up.
He started focusing more on science too.
Yeah.
And, smart things scare stupid people.
America is in a bad
spot
in a number of ways, and it seems that most migrants are not aware, as I mentioned, about the skyrocketing cost of living yet stagnant minimum wage in every major U.S. city that's eroding the working class in cities like San Francisco, where many lifetime city natives have been priced out in the past couple years.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's gone to he went to San Francisco, LA, Toronto, and a huge thing on Philly, where he went to like the junkie alleyways and all that shit. And oh my god, I couldn't watch it. I had Raisin on and I just couldn't watch it because honestly I can't watch needles. I just can't. And it was just fentanyl users as far as the eye can see in the middle of in the day, just doped out to their fucking balls. And I'm like, I'm sure this is very important, but like I can't watch it. Please go and watch it on your own time. Like learn of the plight of the millions of people. But I just oh god.
I have an answer. Norway is about 30 times smaller than the United States. That's crazy.
It is. But Ireland would be like 100.
Norway and the US almost 30 times.
That's Ireland crazy. Is still smaller though. Still. So like we'd be like 100.
Ireland's pretty small, but you know what? Ireland has a big spirit. Okay.
It sounds like you're trying to console a child who lost it in Little League.
I'd rather live in Ireland than Norway. I'm going to be frank about that. The mythology that comes out of Ireland just is amazing.
You and Raisin would get along a lot. She does over there.
To live here. The rent is rising. Minimum wage is the same. No parking. If you get a parking ticket, nigga, that's a whole check right there. You need to work 3 jobs just to live in a 1-bedroom in Zombieland.
But most migrants seem to be programmed with the opposite vision of America and seem to have been swindled by an aggressive, multi-generational PR campaign, which in my view has totally misled them and left them in the dark on very important information. They're unaware, for example, about the ongoing cold class war in all of America's major cities, or that the majority of US citizens have been strategically divided into politicized consumer groups by the investment firms who control the mainstream media. They've They've been using the border issue to stoke the flames of an internal culture war between Americans by pulling on liberal heartstrings with migrant sob stories, while simultaneously stoking conservative anger by blaming the global economic crisis on Joe Biden. But both angles are deployed by the same propaganda apparatus whose primary goal is to generate revenue by bringing clicks and engagement to legacy media, which will collapse, but not yet. In the meantime, legacy media's purpose is to distract and divide. Anyways, back to the forest. Me and the coyotes find a gap in the trees, and there she is, the US of A, home to bald eagles, corn dogs, and gangsta rap, drive-through Starbucks, Roll Tide Rush Weekend, apple pie, and the Island Boys. I also see the barbed wire the newsman has been hollering about for the past couple weeks.
Razor wire remains up along the U.S.-Mexico border even after the Supreme Court ruling allowing federal immigration officials to remove it.
Texas has argued that the razor wire is repelling migrants from crossing into the country illegally.
It appears that President Joe Biden and Texas Governor Greg Abbott have been involved in a vicious dispute about having more or less razor wire right there. Biden wants less and Abbott wants more. But it doesn't matter because the majority of river embankments on the American side have no barbed wire at all. It's a non-issue and a distraction, designed to create controversy from afar.
Ya vamos pa' Texas, ya vamos pa' Texas.
He says this is a perfect place to cross, but he's worried it's a bit too deep.
Y si él mira que está hondo, busca otro lado. Si no está hondo, pues por ahí pasamos los cuatro. Los cuatro agarrados y pasamos.
¿Ustedes van a pasear con nosotros a los Estados Unidos?
This may sound a bit amateur, but I didn't realize up until this point that we were actually gonna cross the river ourselves. I was expecting just like a tour of their route, but obviously they had other plans.
Y luego de ahí ya cruzamos para los Estados Unidos.
Sí.
Ah, sí, como $5,000.
God damn it. It was also going to cost us $5,000 a piece. This was not discussed, but I wasn't sure what to do.
So, eso es la primer parte.
La primer parte es esta.
Okay.
Y luego necesitamos
So you see
conseguir
how much they're
alguien que nos
making
levante.
too?
Yep.
Mexican people are making a fucking bank off of this.
Well, the cartels are. The people aren't seeing a dime unless they're related
It's not
to
just the
it.
cartels. Do you know how big the border is? The southern border is massive. Okay? It's massive. So it's not just the cartel.
I thought the coyotes pay them.
On the beaches of Florida and California too.
Because over here what happens is the Italian mob used to pick up the immigrants coming in from like Albania and then bring them through Italy and then up into the UK. That's kind of died off now. Instead it's all independent groups.
They also owned the frickin' boardwalks. They owned Ocean City. They owned Atlantic City. They ran that shit. So
Oh no, I mean like the real Costa Nostra out of Sicily. They're kind of broken up now for now. They'll reform. They always reform.
Back in the day when the Italian mob ran everything, they owned the entire East Coast.
I've seen Boardwalk Empire, madam. I know all too well.
Oh, that's such a good show.
Steve Buscemi's a fucking saint.
Sube hasta San Antonio.
Everybody killed it.
Pero tenemos que caminar.
Michael Shannon's old face.
Hasta Uvalde. Háganse por acá.
At this point, it became quite obvious that I was in far too deep. The coyote told me that after crossing the river, we had to walk from Eagle Pass to Uvalde, Texas, which is over 67 miles on foot. How would this be possible? According to Apple Maps, it said it would take over 24 hours. We had no water. Plus, we apparently owed these guys $5,000. Looking back, I would have asked to turn around, but we were in far too deep. And while they're being pretty cool, you never know when a switch could flip or something. Abruptly, the younger coyote asked me to duck down because a border patrol boat was speeding by.
That's when I decided if I gave him up, I wouldn't have to pay a penny.
Mira, este es un montecito. Este es todavía un monte y después de este monte sigue el llano americano.
Yes, Gage, that is where it happened.
¿Vivir en los Estados Unidos o te gusta vivir aquí en México?
Sí, yo quiero vivir en Estados Unidos, pero eso ya va a ser después. Ahorita aquí estoy bien.
Sí, tú tienes 18 años, hay mucho tiempo. 19.
Sí, 19.
Okay, hay mucho tiempo para...
What?
There's a reason they're not there's a reason they're just letting all these people in. Biden is letting a lot of immigrants in because they're going to vote Biden. And it's pretty much that simple. He's even mentioned like taking border control away from Alaska, which would like let Russians in, which aren't they like the enemy? You know, when I've played Risk, I don't know if you guys know what the game Risk is,
Oh, I know.
right?
So
Okay, I grew up playing a lot of Risk, so I know all about borders, and I think it's really important to have border security, you know? But when you broadcast that the border is insecure, what do you think what people are going to do in other countries? It's kind of on purpose. This is being done on purpose. Make no mistake about it. This is on purpose.
Entrar.
The other coyote asks me to give him the 100 pesos that I'd brought along for emergency purposes. He says someone spotted us and is asking for money. Perhaps naively, I approach the man to see what's going on. The man who asked us for money is a bit strange. He seems to function as both a tax collector and someone who provides first aid and flotation devices to migrants. Whatever his title was, or who he works for, I don't know, but there was no option but to bring this man along.
Hola, ¿qué pasa? ¿Puedes decir tu nombre y dónde eres?
Me llamo... Soy de aquí de Piedras Negras.
¿Qué haces hoy?
Pues aquí apoyando a la gente que va cruzando, los estamos apoyando cruzan y a veces no traen su chaleco, no traen protección para el agua, ¿verdad? No traen salvavidas y pues los estamos apoyando, ¿verdad? En eso, para que no vaya a haber un accidente o algo, porque la gente no conoce el río y llega y nada más quiere brincar y cruzan con los niños en los brazos y pues yo también tengo hijos y eso es lo que...
As we learned in our previous episode, the Rio Grande is
That's
4
the
feet
guardian
and 9
angel
inches
right
deep,
there.
and 58% of Mexicans reported as not being able to swim. So many children and older grandmothers who try and cross the river into America but are below 4'9" end up drowning.
3 migrants have died near Shelby Park in Eagle Pass. A woman and 2 children drowned in the Rio Grande River.
4 migrants, including an infant, have drowned in Eagle Pass.
Lo que muchas veces no miran ellos, ¿verdad? O sea que pueden tropezar o algo y en lo que se tropiezan el niño puede agarrar agua o algo. Y sí, pues a veces no les ayudamos, pero les avisamos, ¿verdad? Es peligroso, aparentemente se mira tranquilo, pero sí hay lugares donde está hondo y puedes ir caminando y de repente pisas y te hundes y poquita corriente que haya en ese pedazo te lleva.
Sí, ¿qué tipo de trabajo haces?
Creo yo, anda entre los $7,000 y $10,000 entrar a los Estados Unidos. Me queda cerca del río y vengo aquí al río a ver en qué puedo ayudar y a veces me dan algo de dinero, ¿verdad? Y...
Sí, gracias mi amigo para la entrevista.
¿Qué?
Sí.
Chile, ¿tú quién eres, compa? Es que no...
Despite his good Samaritan framing, we had no option but to pay him for his services. Still, apparently this is a bad place to cross. Our coyote points to the water to show me something.
Pues hay varias ocasiones que hay muertos ahí en las pelotas naranjas. Yo le digo las pelotas de la muerte, ¿verdad? Porque cada vez hay muertos ahí.
He points to the orange buoys in the river, installed by the state of Texas to deter migrants.
A disturbing discovery at the border. Security officials found
Don't they
a
have, like,
body
spikes
trapped in the
attached
buoys
onto them,
recently
or they
placed in the
tried
river
to?
across from Eagle Pass.
The coyote says that on multiple occasions he's seen dead bodies trapped in the buoys. So we'll need to keep walking. But stops to tell me that he believes the Border Patrol boat from earlier has been following us using infrared heat sensor cameras. Out of nowhere, the first aid collector man starts hauling ass and my coyote follows him.
Oh shit, it's getting real.
Naturally, I run after them for about 10 minutes until we finally get back to a new spot in the forest. Once again, they bring up money.
So kind of what they were saying was that right now the standard market rate for an average border crossing with a coyote is between $3,000 and $5,000.
I'm not sure how they expected me to pay them, but I wasn't worried about that. My primary concern was getting back into America. Once there, I'm sure we could easily arrange some kind of wire transfer or something. But I didn't feel that a remote forest in Mexico was the place to negotiate, so I kept going.
All right, so we
That's
just made
both
it on
smart and very
maybe
naive of
a
you.
1.5 mile hike through the woods, and now we're here on the banks of the Rio Grande.
I hear the sound of a machete striking a tree behind me in the distance.
Apparently for his research, he went online for a bit, and then when he was down there, he talked to locals, and eventually one led him to this coyote. But like, he didn't bother to like talk to people in like depth who've actually done it. Like, oh yeah, this is how I got across. These are the things you're gonna have to do. There'll come a point in the river. There'll come a point during the talk where they're gonna ask for more money, or you'll have to watch for these boats. But if it's these boats, you can go on and on for that. But instead, he's like, oh yeah, I'll go and cross the border illegally with you, dude. It's not gonna be a walk in the park. You might get gunned down by a bunch of trigger-happy border guards, or knifed by a coyote, or bitten by a real one, because it doesn't look like anyone would be able to help you if that was the case.
Nature is cruel. Yes, nature.
But very funny.
¿Está bien?
All the trash everywhere, Christ.
Alright, guy with a machete just came out of nowhere.
Oh,
I guess
machete, that's
I
always
wanna chop down
promising.
sticks and shit out here. But yeah, definitely.
Well, you don't want to be out in the
most chill
wilderness
thing to see
without
right
a
now.
weapon.
My
I'll tell you
coyotes
that.
assure me that all is well.
You
He was
need
just
to
making
protect
sure that we
yourself
paid
out
the
there.
first aid man.
Coyotes are
And
the
after a
least of your
final
troubles
plunge
in
deep
the
into the
wild.
woods, we found ourselves at the perfect embankment.
What, they're finally gonna cross? I know.
There were no orange buoys in the river here, and very limited razor wire on
Oh,
the
what was the
American side.
snake just
So they
bit them
said
as it
we
went
cross
by?
here.
Fuck.
Alright, so as you guys can see, we're at the end of the journey here. Right here behind me is the Rio Grande. So over yonder is the United States.
Much like the initial entry point into the forest, migrants had left behind a ton of garbage here.
We got hella garbage here. We got a children's coloring book right here. I hope they're doing well, but I must say they did not do a very good job. But it's all good. Let kids be kids.
I'm gonna stop having to
There was
critique
also a
this
bunch of
toddler's
dudes there
work.
just hanging out.
We got like a Mexican Ernest Hemingway type figure down here.
Just fishing and wishing people the best of luck.
Be careful. You have a good trip.
Hispanic Santa wishes you well.
I'm not sure why, but Ernesto's words
Be
gave me
careful.
the confidence boost that I needed. And the coyotes
I love
said
that was the only English he could say, and he just said it over and over again. Be careful. Be careful. Be careful. You're actually making me feel more on ease now, sir.
was go time.
Well, because this man knows that the only way you can save his country is by fucking staying and fighting. Leaving Mexico isn't gonna fix it.
Nope.
See?
After stripping down to my boxers and taking off my shoes, the reality of the risk that we're about to take begins to set in. At this point, I wonder if this whole thing was worth it. After all, many migrants have died on this exact journey.
In 2019 alone, 109 people lost their lives in the Rio Grande River. And last month, the body of a young girl was pulled from that body of water after an unsuccessful attempt to cross.
I see a picture of a young boy on the ground and begin to wonder, did he make it across into America? For a better
Okay,
life?
I'm gonna say stage.
There's no way to know.
That
There
seems
was
a
also
little.
no time to ask questions.
Yeah.
The first coyote
No,
was already in
I
the
would. There's all kinds of stuff on the ground there. I'm surprised they didn't find more pictures than that. You know.
Maybe, like
Yeah, it
maybe
was
he
something
found
immaculate,
one.
though.
Yeah. I just happened to find one on this exact spot. Maybe you found one
that
earlier.
could also be like someone who already lives in America and they're on their way to finally see them again or something. Who knows?
Yeah.
You can't once you go into the
And it
water,
was my
like
turn.
you can't take a lot of stuff into the water. It damages almost everything.
Step by step, I inch
Bet-
myself
I
down.
bet that water is both ice cold and
And
amazingly
after a
refreshing.
few small strides, I reached the water ledge. From there was only one way to go. In.
That's when I realized I couldn't swim.
As I inched through the rushing green water, I began to feel the undertow, the rapid current beneath the river's surface I'd been warned about. And so my coyote asks that we link arms to avoid the rushing currents.
Saludo. Saludo para piedras.
I see an entanglement of razor wire that lets me know we're almost home. And Larry Susan's
How
close
sad
behind.
is that?
Thank God.
Tangle of razor
Experience
wire knows that
is
I'm
finally
home.
almost over.
Grab it and the other. What?
I breathe a sigh of relief as my feet touch American soil.
Those are some pasty ass legs.
I was finally home.
Get
In
yourself
the
some
land of the free,
fucking
where
tan.
the bald eagle flies.
You're in Texas,
Sure, we
goddammit.
had 76 miles to go until Uvalde, but at least I made it across the river and away from Mexico for now.
White. You're white.
Suddenly, my coyote ducked for cover and told us to be quiet.
Tírate al suelo. Sí.
Manos arriba. Ven pa' acá, usted.
Speak English.
Hands up. Speak English?
Yeah.
Get up. Let me see your hands. Got any guns on you?
No, sir.
Face away from me.
We're journalists.
Usted, manos arriba. Bájate. Súbete. You too. You speak English?
Yeah.
Stand up.
I couldn't believe it. Border Patrol had been watching us the entire time since we entered the forest.
Yeah,
You no fucking shit. You had a
And set up
camera
an
crew.
ambush on the American side to
Dumbass.
apprehend
You
us.
two, face away
Fucking
from me. Walk backwards over
God.
here. Hey. ven
I
pa'
thought
acá,
we
güey.
were gonna get away with
Immediately, my coyotes jumped back into the water, swimming back to Mexico.
Come back over here.
Okay.
Get over here.
This left us alone in Border Patrol custody.
There was one guy here, he obviously ran back, and then the two USCs right there.
So did he pay them or not?
I don't know.
Probably not.
Sweet. He didn't have to pay a fortune.
I don't know. This is starting to feel.
After crossing the
extra
river,
staged.
Andrew
Why would they
and
leave
his
the camera on?
cameraman were arrested by United States Border Patrol for illegal entry into the United States. They did not realize this, but what they did was a federal felony offense called failure to report.
Yeah.
After being arrested, they were driven to a migrant processing center and placed under detainee status and held for several days, much of which was spent in solitary confinement. Thankfully, Channel 5 personnel were able to recover their memory cards, which is how you were able to see this footage.
Why'd
But
they
our
let him keep
team
the
also
camera?
took things a step further while Andrew was detained. Using details he gave to us over the jail phone, we hired a video game designer to create a graphic.
It's like when they had to describe Billy being humped on by Onision.
I was thinking they were doing a crossover with the Bitcoin Bros.
Oh, Crypto Land, yeah.
Yeah.
It turns out we didn't land in America at all. We're
I
going
don't really
to the
doubt
moon.
that they crossed over, and got, detained or whatever.
Yeah.
Caught. Because that seems very likely, especially when you're running around with a camera crew all day on one side and then suddenly you're crossed over. But, it's weird, the timing. And it's YouTube. I mean, you gotta take everything on YouTube with a grain of salt. Everyone is trying to do something for clout. So, it could be, it could
Creation
not
of the
be.
things he saw and
don't
heard on
know.
the inside. And we compiled these animations and voiceovers into a documentary. If you'd like to see it, go to our Patreon. www.patreon.com/channel5.
Unreal.
Again, that's
Engine 5.
Welcome back to Shit Game Saturday.
www.patreon.com/channel5. As many of you know, we are primarily crowdfunded and supported
I
by
actually
your
think that's
monthly
it.
contribution.
So, yeah, it's literally at the end. So, even if it was mostly staged, it did show an insight that, like, for starters, just how vast that border can be. Because that's only, like, a tiny spot of a tiny spot, right?
That was nothing. Yeah, that was just parts of the Rio Grande that you're able to pretty much cross.
Because some of it goes, like,
The most
canyons
safe
and shit.
spots. Yeah. And of course, those spots are going to be heavily patrolled. So they're pretty dumb for doing that in the first place. To not do your research beforehand and know that this is a felony, like, that's...
It's
gotta
a
do your
finale,
research.
too.
Yeah, this is why we called some journalists really stupid.
Makes...
But it's real journalism. They're getting out there and putting themselves out there on the line and stuff, and I think I'd rather see that kind of journalism than the, Kotaku pussy shit we see now. Like,
Right.
I don't understand what journalists do today. This seems way more like what I would want to see a journalist do than what I see online. Yeah.
Speaking of news around the South and Cali and the like, the skyscrapers that actually look fucking dope and every pearl clutching wealthy bougie motherfuckers pissed off about it.
City leaders in downtown LA have voted on new measures to tackle graffiti on those high-rise towers, making international headlines. Fox 11's Christy Fajardo has more.
Some call it a masterpiece.
I do. They look brilliant.
Dysfunction.
You would, because you can't live in those condos, but if you lived in them,
I would like to blow those condos up, like the end of Fight Club.
that it requires to live in them, you would be saying different.
Oh, absolutely. But like, I'd be a tool to try to buy one
Somebody
of
came
those.
to my house and did that to my house, I'd shoot them dead.
Well,
okay?
Do you live in one of those buildings?
That doesn't matter. It's not. It's private property.
Actually, apparently they're not even.
We have laws. We have laws in this country to protect what we own. Your rights end where mine begin, and that's it.
One math over bullshit.
Bougie nothing. There's a whole section of the city wide open for this stuff.
And I'd like that too.
In 2 separate cities. So this is just. This is a statement. This is a political statement. This isn't art. I'm an artist.
Developer that abandoned the project to
This
act.
is not
Let
art.
me be clear on this. Defacing this property or the public, any
Vandals.
public property, is not the fault of the city or due to neglect by the city. That responsibility falls squarely on the shoulders of the developer.
Well, if nobody lives in them, then why does anybody care?
Because people are pointing at it and going, "Oh no," because they're bougie. That's why this.
I'm sitting here thinking it's private property. People live in this building.
Nope.
Now it's like,
Then-
it's just a building that's literally sitting there rotting. Who
Yep,
cares?
they never finished it. You see, you jumped into it a little
Yeah,
too quick.
well, I corrected. Okay, I'm not fucking perfect. All right, people can make mistakes, but I still stand by what I said. If it's private property and you come to
I mean,
my
it
house
will
and
fuck up those
start graffitiing
windows.
on it,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna exercise my rights. But if it's just a building sitting there,
Now it's a graffiti target.
that's
why the
stupid.
city council on
Owned by
Friday
a Chinese bank that never finished the building.
that gives Oceanwide Holdings 2 weeks to restore access to the sidewalks and secure the building. Otherwise, the city will step in and build a company. Others saying the buildings
Yeah, man, this
deserve
is
to
just
be
kids
tagged,
being kids.
sounding off on the
Right?
city council for using the
Used to doing
LAPD
something
to
close to
secure
being
private property
creative and
letting
productive.
partially built towers sit empty during a
Creative, maybe. Not even slightly.
I don't think it's creative. I think it's the rush. It's the adrenaline. That it's not. I don't know.
We did something naughty.
Whoa, what's going on here?
She complete and finalize.
Why did you cut it out like that? Why was she losing her shit? Or him? I think it was a woman. Like,
Units that have been sitting vacant downtown for years, literally years, and there's 6 people dying every night. You should be ashamed.
She complete and finalize.
Like the guy in the background, though.
back at suggestions the city take over the buildings through eminent domain, saying the cost of buying them, paying off liens, and completing the project would cost the city billions it doesn't have. And fellow council members who
then why did you let them build them in the first place?
at Oceanwide and former city leaders, who they accuse of letting developers capitalize on Los Angeles, then leave taxpayers footing the bill.
Yeah.
One person's art is another person's vandalism, and the reality is that what was created
bitch.
in this moment
Shut
is
up.
a huge black eye and frankly a red flag about how we need to be vigilant as a city.
Christy Fajardo, Fox 11 News.
So
I
pearl
mean,
clutching.
whether people live in it or not, it's still vandalism. But that's the point of graffiti. Graffiti has always been
Vandalism.
a statement. It's
The Romans did
propaganda.
it.
More than art, it's propaganda.
Hell,
It's also very egotistic because it's their name. You know, instead of artists will put their name on a piece, but graffiti people, it's just their fucking name. They're tagging the area. It's territorial. It's turfdom. It's something else.
Well, let's all hope it's turfdom. I've got some trans friends, and
not that kind of turf. I mean, like territorial turf.
I know. Speaking of, before we go on, it's time that we mark our territory, much like a fertile womb. I will tell you now, please, everyone, to deep cream pie that like button and subscribe button too.
Damn.
And pulsate that Streamlabs link. That little leg shiver when you're done.
Don't even wipe it clean afterwards.
Right. What is the cheese pull like on that Streamlabs link? We'll be getting to him.
Everglades, and I just found a swamp puppy.
Oh yeah, this guy is. I think he works with like animal protection or something, but he's so nonchalant that I sometimes wonder if he's just crazy and just abuses the animals.
Dramatic. Where'd you go? You know where the 20-footer is? Ooh, what do we got here? Yoink. Just a banded water snake giving me a kiss.
Ow.
This American crocodile was just.
He doesn't seem to give a
me.
single
She
shit.
came up out of nowhere. Turns out she's watching her babies. Thanks for not giving me a kiss, Mama. You sure are beautiful. Boy, oh boy, that's the closest I've been. You take care now, sweetheart. Check out this little cottonmouth. Gotta make sure they cross the road. Ain't he a cute little fella? Got me a handful of tokay geckos. These guys are coming home with me. They're invasive. Ooh,
They're
yoink.
invasive.
Oh, that's a shame.
We got an Everglades racer. Don't usually find them at night. Right here we got the classic Burmese python.
Ooh, they're
Where's the
pissed.
20-footer? I know you know where he is. You better quit hissing and be a good boy. Right here we got a juicy old cane toad. Yoink. Alright, this is an interrogation. Tell me where the 20-foot python is. Because I'm in the Florida Everglades and I just found a swamp puppy.
His videos are more or less all the same, and they always involve gators that he'll call swamp puppies.
It's generally wandering around harassing the wildlife.
Yeah, usually barefoot too. That's another thing. Like I'd be terrified like pulling like leeches off me and shit. He does not give a fuck.
Well, leeches only show up at particular places in the world. Mostly, you know, streams. Swamp areas, marshes don't usually have leeches, but they have parasites. They have other types of parasites.
Yeah.
You can get in the water, for sure.
There's a lot of Oh, is this another one from him? I think this is another one from him. They're always short, so. Look at that.
Parrot.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm in the Florida Everglades. Just kidding. I'm in the Florida Keys catching sea creatures. This parrotfish was absolutely gorgeous. Check out this yellow stingray. He was so sweet. You definitely don't want to get stung by one though. Ooh, what do we got here?
You don't want to touch
Yoink.
any of these.
It's a Sally Lightfoot
creatures.
crab. They are absolutely gorgeous.
I enjoy
This
how
is
he
one of my
always
favorite sea
declares
creatures, a
yoink.
Caribbean reef octopus.
Oh,
I
what a
love
pretty
puss. Check out this
octopus.
gorgeous porcupine fish. This guy was
Porcupine.
absolutely amazing.
That's a puffer
Right here we
fish.
got brittle stars.
Brittle star.
Similar to starfish, but completely different.
Yep.
Check out this damselfish. He would make a great addition to my aquarium. Check out this Sergeant Major damsel. Another great addition to an aquarium. Oh, what do we got here? Yoink. This is an absolutely massive blue land crab.
Every time.
And right here we
God,
got a
look at
moray
its
eel.
claw.
I'm using a net because I don't like it when they bite a chunk
Oh,
out.
eels get inside
And
you.
look, we caught a little parrotfish. This guy eats coral, so he won't go in my tank. This brittle star is absolutely huge. Check out his arms. So cool. This is the bluest blue crab. Hey guys, I'm in the Florida Everglades. Just
Parrotfish, they actually eat the rock of coral and then they shit it out, and that's where all the white sand comes from. That's what white sand is. It's parrotfish poop.
Sweet. I learned something today.
Yeah. I've been taking care of fish to kind of supplement my addiction. That's my new addiction, is fish and fish keeping. So
Here's
I
here's the
spend a
latest.
lot of time looking up facts and stuff.
It seems that we got a new TikTok craze. Don't eat fried toothpicks. TikTok trend sparks health warning.
No, go ahead. Please do.
Work to help the genetic the gene pool. Would you? Online eating shows a hugely popular in South Korea, and one of the latest trends involves tucking into a plate of toothpicks, usually made from cornstarch or sweet potato. South Korea Food Ministry has urged people not to eat green fried toothpicks after TikTok user shares video of himself doing so. What went wrong with my voice there? Like I was breaking down in mid-sentence. Once deep fried, the toothpicks made from either sweet potato or cornstarch resembles jade color skinny curly fries. And yeah, they kind of look like crisps.
Cornstarch and nothing else in that case?
I think so. It's very crispy.
That's weird.
Crisp shows
or maybe they're saying it's both together.
Shows TikTok have been cooked in oil and topped with seasonings such as powdered cheese. Thousands of likes. Post on X, the Ministry of Food. Safety of the food has not been verified. Please do not eat them.
I mean, there's something about powdered cheese that just makes me go,
yeah.
why?
When this first got declared, I thought they meant literal deep fried toothpicks.
Yeah.
They were stupid. But I guess it's just a nickname.
These toothpicks, which are often seen as being environmentally friendly and biodegradable, are often at tables in Korean restaurants and can be used to pick up finger food. Their color comes from the food color.
So it is toothpicks.
Yeah, they use them as it, but
they're more biodegradable than wood, I guess.
Which is pretty biodegradable already, though.
About this. Yeah, exactly. That's why it's confusing.
Also, why eat them?
Here we are.
What?
According to local media, the ingredient called sorbitol is used, and while harmless in small amounts, it can cause vomiting, diarrhea, and inflammation if overconsumed. Once eating shows called mukbangs, which often people are popular in South Korea. And a lot of young kids apparently have been now asking for. Oh my God! Yeah. Last year, doctors cautioned people against rubbing castor oil on their eyes.
Why would you want it? Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah. Oh my God. What? Why? Don't do that.
Why shouldn't you do that? Tell everybody why you shouldn't do that. Don't. Tell them.
Because it could help to treat dryness, floaters, cataracts, poor vision, even glaucoma. But it eventually causes blindness, doesn't it? If you keep doing it.
I have no idea, but I don't want to find out the hard way.
But dozens have gone one step further by rubbing the oil over the eyelids, eyelashes under the eyes, helping to dryness, floaters, cataracts, poor vision, and even glaucoma. 2 weeks of use, she doesn't need to wear reading glasses often.
Bullshit.
Yeah, now doctors in the US said the oil is not going to seep in and dissolve or fix anything. Warned that some unsterilized bottles and shop shelves might even cause irritation or infection if put directly on the eyes. Which, that makes sense.
So manufacturing, it's not regulated, that's why. That's the best answer. It's not a regulated substance, and if you want this to be recommended to you by your doctor.
Yeah.
Before you do it. You don't want to just do things to you.
But TikTok told me to do it. And I want to be trendy and cool.
I have a TikTok, but I never go on it. I never use it. I never open it.
Oh, it's the Super Bowl tonight. Anyway.
I just cannot. Every time I do try, because I try to give it a fair shot, because I am a content creator. I want to edit videos and maybe make something about my fish, or, something I can share with people would be nice. But every time I get on TikTok, it is just a cesspool of nothing. I can't do it.
I can't engage with it as a creator, and frankly, other than the occasional crazy moments, I can't really watch it. But I know it is almost like a generational thing, because I know one of the big things is those one videos, which are like clips of a much larger video, and then it's cut with a soothing video of like something being cut or crushed, or like the running game where you collect all the coins, and it's just this sort of sensory sort of overload that if you can pull that shit off, go for it, kids. But I think I missed that bus years ago. I don't think I'm trained for that anymore, and frankly, I don't know if I want to be. I like to process the information I get. It's why I like playing very slow paced games. If I was any good at it, I'd play chess while listening to my historical documentaries and shit. I suck at chess. But
I suck at it too, but it's, I like to play.
yeah, same with solitaire. Honestly, I'm a Mahjong, but I'm not great at them. But I still will find myself playing them at least once or twice a year.
Speaking of solitaire, by the way, I played a demo of a game on Steam recently that looked pretty interesting called Witch Hand.
Okay.
It's essentially, I don't know, it's some sort of weird resource building game where you're playing as a witch character and everything's represented by cards, and it's got a vague solitaire feel to it, but not entirely really. I don't know. Check it out. It's funky.
Okay.
I have this game on my phone that lets me play chess in a really weird way. It's called Pawnbarian. And
sounds neat.
It's really fun. It's really fun. You just get this little section, and you have to move the pieces in the
I've
way
seen
that they
clips.
move.
I've seen
Yes.
clips of it.
This is the one
I
mobile
see.
game I'm actually kind of addicted to. I will always open this first before any other game. So yeah, when you said chess, I was like, I like chess too. I suck at
reminds me
it,
of-
but I love it.
Yeah. That reminds me of that chess adjacent game where there's a king running around with a shotgun on the chessboard.
Yeah, I wish more people would play on old board games like that and see what we could come up with.
I once played a game called Chaos Chess, which was chess but also a card game. You could play one card per turn, and it would alter the rules in some weird way.
That sounds familiar.
It was weird.
Yeah, I think I might have seen the ad for it or something. Anyway, let's get into this, then we can move on to our last thing on the docket for the day, which of course will be the almighty end of the dry spell. But first, a little bit of the humour.
Usually, if I do gigs in England, I can see audience members going, "Oh my god, I'm gonna have to concentrate now." I'll just smile and nod. That'll be enough. And when Americans hear my accent, they're like, "Oh my god, you're from Scotland? I'm from Dublin as well." But now that I'm gigging in Scotland, you're just looking at me going, "Are you Catholic or Protestant?"
Don't worry. The great thing is, he could have switched out Dublin with Edinburgh and then just changed the entire.
Or even Glasgow.
Yeah, and then
I would have settled for that.
He lives near Trumpster Bob then.
Drumster Bob lives in Scotland?
No, don't they have an Edinburgh in Texas? Or
Yeah,
wherever
but
the fuck he's from?
Is he from Edinburgh in Texas?
Oh, they have a lot of everything that's in Europe. There's like.
Oh yeah, Ben Pye
Oh,
keeps telling me I have to go to
gosh.
Dublin in Ohio.
That's the town he lives in. It's like Edinburgh, Texas, or something. That's where Trumpster Bob is.
All right.
That's why we have things like New York.
You also have
Yeah.
Gary. Like fucking, do you just call a town Gary? It's weird.
You should have a town called Newest York.
Neo York.
All right, we also have to get Ricky. We always have to get Ricky.
Would be
Yeah.
Japan or something.
Up to you.
Oh, he's interviewing
Offers
somebody.
you to do a line cocaine with him. Would you do it?
Probably, just for the experience.
Would you be
who?
friends with Barack?
I would try my
Barack Obama.
Your best?
I mean, if we do a line of coke, then I'm sure we'd be a little closer than most.
Oh, how close are we thinking here?
As close as people who do coke together, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Would
so
you do
not
coke and
cheating
fuck
on
Barack
Miss
Obama?
Obama, right?
Absolutely not. No.
Good, respectful. Would you do it?
I wouldn't do it.
Why wouldn't you do it? You a pussy?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're at the sleep.
Nice.
Oh, Ricky.
Ricky, I love him so much.
This man is he's a national treasure.
We must protect him at all costs.
Form the protection
the
ball.
opposite.
Yeah.
The opposite of a national treasure.
Where there is light, there is always
I
dark.
always think to myself, if Ricky can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
Boop. So, quick shout out to those who don't know, but I mean, obviously at this way everyone kind of knows. Naked and Laughing showed us all up by actually going over and fucking his brains out. And now
Someone needs to tell Cobra that his feet are exposed and that people pay good money for that.
oh, they wouldn't pay money for his. Let me tell you,
His
he's got
piggy,
some.
oh, they would. Piggy Wiggies are all out. They would.
What stance on people who haven't cut their toenails in like a few weeks?
That's like what. That's okay.
No, because I have
I know
a very
maybe you're not into feet, but I know lots of people who are into feet and they have a fetish. Some people like really clean feet, but some people like raunchy, stinky feet.
I'm just saying, I have a very handsome, bald Irish friend who's super tall and well endowed, and in no way me, who might need to cut his nails. And I'm thinking, well, if I can turn that into cash.
There's a pot for every lid, or there's a lid for every pot.
Close your eyes, Josh.
And a piggy for every wiggy.
So spots definitely need to have lids on them.
See, that's how you know he's drunk. She goes, put your
Past
hand out. He covers his...
from Harry Potter. That's what the fuck is up.
That's how I know he's drunk.
Thank you, Jessica.
True.
I love Harry Potter. It's such a beautiful series. Look closed.
All right, we're just gonna bounce
check
around
out
this
the
a
sweet
bit.
little moonshine
Oh, I
jug.
do love that jug.
Lay off. This is what's it say?
Let me see it. Lay off. This is the old man's private stuff. Because everyone hates him, so they don't. And Josh
Yeah,
and I
she's
say
always saying
everyone- if I-
every time, "Oh no, they hate me. They don't like me. No one likes me." Okay, like that's her thing,
Yeah,
and
that's called self-prophesizing. It's very common in psychology, and
Yeah.
it's a defense mechanism because people do hate her.
but Cobes doesn't always get that, and he'll start. I think not in this one, but in the other one that is harder to get. He will start like getting snippy at her, and she'll get snippy back. And I'm thinking it's day 1 out of a 7-day trip.
Yeah, they're acclimating.
Yeah.
I fought a lot in my relationship, in the
Say,
beginning years,
blah, blah,
but
blah,
now,
hates me. I don't-
11 years into this relationship, we don't fight at all.
Nice.
Good. Awesome.
Takes time.
Let's skip around a
If
bit.
you want to sit on your lap, just give me like a few minutes.
That's fine. No rush. Valentine's Day is coming up, fellas. Get yourself some tactical soap.
For the first time in his life, he can actually say this with confidence. No, someone put that down in the corner because he thinks that the tactical soap is what got him laid. Alcohol and loneliness got you laid, brother. That's it. Like most sex in human history.
Oh, no. I'm going to tell you for sure, this guy puts himself out there, and he puts himself out there on a real level. Like, this guy's true to himself, and that, you do that long enough, you will attract somebody,
Well, now we know what that somebody is.
Well, they seem perfect for each other.
I'm telling you right now.
I actually hope they are,
First
no
thing Jessica
offense.
said to me was, "You smell good." I'm like, "Yeah."
He needs the
Peanut butter
validation
toast,
so
fries.
much.
Looks so adorable with the Harry Potter Hogwarts crust blanket.
Uh-oh. Her butt's out.
Oh no. Oh god, it is out! Lady! Oh
That's her
god!
butt.
That's right. Oh, now they're making out again like he's a fucking vampire. She's gonna suck a tooth out.
No.
Yeah.
Oh!
Oh shit, that's all you're getting, YouTube.
Are you sure you don't get in trouble?
No, I won't get in trouble. There's nothing wrong with kissing and having an occasional slap on the ass. If there's anything I can do to make you feel better, just let me know.
Fine, Josh. Yeah, I'm fucking sticky. We're gonna have to take a shower together.
Oh yeah, I'll make you sticky and then
Ding dong, pretty.
Too late.
Ah, peanut butter cobras are so good, dude.
Peanut butter whiskey is
peanut
lovely.
butter whiskey, and screwball peanut butter whiskey is fucking delicious.
Yeah, I'd have
I like
to say,
I think it's
obviously,
sheepdog.
peanut butter whiskey
That's a
is
good
way
one.
better than regular.
Yeah, you heard it from the lady herself.
But
But
it's definitely fucking backwards.
Oh, we already had the butt.
One thing. And look what it gets me. I'm YouTube famous and I got a chick on my lap. What the fuck are you doing with your life?
He's so like, I've made it. I've really made it. I'm a big boy today.
Yeah, yeah.
He's so happy. And Billy on stream, he was there yesterday, and oh my god, Billy was like jumping up and down in his chair. He was so glad for him. We all are. Though I will point out that he's using her basically as a prop to be like, ha ha, I can get a girl.
She's doing it to herself, though.
True.
Speaking from a female perspective here, this lady probably is starved for attention, okay? And I can relate to that to some degree. I was neglected as a child, so I get the feeling, you know? I'm not the only one that's been through it, and it has nothing to do with how we look at all. It happens to some of us. And most people want attention. I think everybody does.
Well, yeah, you are talking to two streamers.
When you don't get it and you're starved of it for as long as these two people probably are, they seem perfect for each other. This is the beauty of the internet. It does sometimes bring the most perfect people together. Now, are they going to fight? Are things going to be perfect? Blah, blah, probably not. These two are online showing everybody the nitty-gritty of acclimating.
He talks about going down there a couple of times and they get into an argument over like whether or not her pussy stinks. Like this. They have no off switch.
Full Amy Schumer, yeah.
Yeah, they have no off switch on whether or not like they should share this with Chad.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the Medicare days when he would do the gang stalking videos.
Oh,
and this
God,
is like
I've
two
watched them
gang
years.
stalkers finding each other and falling in love.
These four paranoid schizophrenics have finally found love.
I'm so mean.
Yeah, I used to love watching crazy people back in the
It's giving
day.
me gang stalker vibes for sure.
Well, he does think he gets gang
Falling
stalked.
in love.
He really does think that he gets gang stalked, even though he has no idea what the word means. He just heard it.
Well,
Yeah,
there
so
you go.
yeah.
I'm picking up the vibe.
It's a popular term that people just like to throw around like a buzzword, eh?
Yeah.
Watch this reminds me how a guy squeezes puss out of effective cow hose for a living. Oh.
See, I got a girl sitting on my lap. What the fuck are you doing, trolls?
For your enjoyment?
Yeah.
Name your first kid
I'm definitely
Mead.
enjoying this.
Just don't feed your first kid
Talk
meat.
about reptiles.
Yeah, where's
Why is
Puff?
this like an uncomfortable laugh? I'm not dancing, you stupid. I'm sitting here. If you find this uncomfortable, you know where the door won't hit you where the good...
Yeah, if you find it uncomfortable, why the fuck you watching? Like, oh my god, Cobra finally got a girlfriend. Oh, I'm so mad.
Where the good demons split you. Jesus.
She couldn't remember the full thing.
Well, he started talking.
Your face is flat.
Yeah, fucking ignore the haters. They're so mad. I got a girl sitting on my lap and they don't. All I can do is talk shit.
Don't be silly, wrap your willy. They hate me. I don't give a fuck.
They hate you because they ain't you and because you're crazy about me, dude.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah,
I love the porn groove.
Oh, it sounds. He eats viscerally and he kisses viscerally.
I don't know, but he looks.
Aw, look, he's getting loved on. He doesn't give a fuck about anything else, man.
Oh, hey, you two. Don't mind me, man. Give kisses to my girl.
He's still talking shit.
I know. She's just a prop now. She's just a.
This man's a savage.
And you're right. Like she leans in on it. She's happy to be his prop. This is something that she's only been here a day, and she's about to do something.
Face.
I mean, look at her.
Jason Voorhees Saunders.
She's paying attention, and all these people are giving her attention too.
All right, now watch this. In a few seconds, somebody is gonna knock at the door, right? A DoorDash guy, right? Now, Cobes has to deal with DoorDash guys for ages, and look how she deals with it. Like, already she makes his life better. Let's see if I can. Yeah, she farted. He farted.
Going
Sorry.
on and on and on. So
I was just gonna say, fucking bloody ignore it.
Oh, when he
It's all
gets drunk,
stupid
he thinks he's English.
I don't know. Oh, it is for me.
Every time I get this dress, it's a joke, isn't it? Like when I go home, like, how's it for so.
Do you know who he is?
I have no idea.
He does YouTube, and because I'm from Virginia, I just came here.
She's become a secretary.
I just came here to visit him yesterday. His trolls can't stand.
Oh, really?
Yes, because he does YouTube.
Okay, so if he wants to stay over, text me or something. Hey, I won't deliver if I go off, leave it not knock on. Just say the hand.
Only here a day, and she stopped the DoorDash from the trolls. That's finished now. Like he won't. That guy at least will not come there, and that delivery people won't deliver anymore unless it's prior. So she's already making his life better. After one day, besides like having him blow out her back, like it's
ew.
You love to see it.
Yeah, because they want to work.
I mean, I don't want to see the blowing back part.
Jessica's got a handle on it. You two.
I watch people
We love.
take quite the abuse from cats. I mean, you know how cat people are. They just get all fucked up from cats, scratching them, attacking them, blah blah blah, and you're just like, oh, you're so cute and fluffy, and I love you, even though you're a little murder machine. So I think men kind of get in a position where they think the same about women. It's like they'll put up with a lot of abuse from women because pussy.
Yeah, and I am worried that he might become a doormat if he goes the other end of the direction.
I think they're both doormats. I think they're both pretty much at the same level of doormat.
Well, he's got too much of an ego to be a doormat. He really has he's
That's
really
what I'm
fragile.
saying. He's gonna own her.
If Cobes is a dom in bed, I would just be like, all right.
He slapped her ass in front of everybody. Like, that's pretty dominant. This is mine.
I'll do that to Krendar when I finally meet him. Doesn't mean I'm gonna fuck him.
I'm right now.
Or it could, but I'm still 50-50 on that.
Like, I always said, cover some bullshit DoorDash orders. It's like, bitch, for the order it from my email. Why the fuck do I want it? Just whichever handle on it. I'm not worried about it.
She's gonna have to meet Clint, the dad. Like, holy shit, that's gonna be wild. Poor that guy, not getting paid.
Why the hell is this already fucking open? Well, they won't listen to that. But well, I'm sorry to bother you. It's not your fault. They just want to ruin everything. Yeah, well, have a good night.
What's her reaction here? She gets pissed.
Fucking stupid, dude. Yeah, don't fucking worry about it.
I won't eat those. That's fucking disgusting. I won't touch
What
those.
the fuck are these? Flamin' hot lime?
I'll say thank you for that, though.
Flamin' hot
Huh?
lime.
Okay, yeah, flamin' hot lime.
Flamin' hot Cheetos, it's perfect. That is the combo. You don't ever want to eat that shit without Tums, okay?
That is some good shit.
Oh god, like he's just fingering her at this point. He's fingering her fucking gunt.
Holding her waist and her belly.
Buddha belly, rolling it like a water bottle that's not quite full, so you get that whole slosh thing.
This chick's getting so much attention, more attention than she's probably ever gotten in her life. So
yeah, she lives at home with her parents, and it looks like a bit of a hoarder situation. So she's just Jeff Holiday suggested that maybe she is just like kind of like just happy that anyone's giving her the time of day.
That's what I'm saying.
And I think Cobes is the same.
Why not? But they're perfect for each other.
Yeah.
In that sense, I mean, they're both broken. Nobody's perfect, and they'll either acclimate or they won't. But as far as like, I think he seems happy. There's
he's
something
ecstatic.
In his eyes. There's something in his eyes and the way that he's acting that it's striking me as, you know, I'm happy for the guy. You know, I'm glad he's getting some. I'm glad she's getting some. You know.
Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah, someone knocked at the door and she's like, "We're sorry, we're having sex."
I'm telling you, people are more obsessed with me than I am with Ozzy Osbourne, and it's not fucking healthy.
You're interrupting
You lock the door,
Boglum
they're
time.
not gonna come in.
Hey! We're having sex! Can we fuck around here?
Oh, fuck. I'm sorry. Yeah, go away with that fart smell.
Oh, in a.
He threw away with his fart.
Oh, Cobes. We're happy for you.
My uncle used to do that. He used to clear the fucking room. We'd be running in the other room gagging. Me and my aunt would be dying. That's so funny.
Look how quickly it went, though. The breakup to those two raw dogging it. Like, it's insane. Right? Oh yeah, he's also the love doctor now because he's actually, like, for the first time in close to a decade, he's had sex.
That's just, I think he's being
that's a mood.
facetious. Yeah, I think he's being very he's going over the top with that. He knows how this algorithm works.
Well, no, that's Boglum Chronicles compiling it. He just immediately goes into it. Women want these things. Just because I haven't had sex in years doesn't mean anything. Women want this. And then he just talks about usually like straw man fantasies he's created in his head that have no place in reality, but he saw them on like a sitcom.
Stuff, yeah. I've seen some clips of him. And
yeah, he'll just listen to anything that he's watched and believe it straight away. He actually follows the Darman shit, and he believes Darman. Like, he thinks that's real.
Darman? What?
Oh, we don't have enough time to show you a Darman clip. Next week.
Time,
yeah, next week we can. I'll show you Darman. But back to the old UK real quick. I like this guy making the official UK sandwiches of the. And this
I'm
case
making
it's
the
Swansea.
official sandwiches of UK towns and cities. Today's sandwich is Swansea.
I like his hair.
Filled
And
with
look,
students.
it's fucking Wales.
yachts that romanticise being by the sea, just to spend the whole time filling the streets with sick. Swansea is a typical British seaside town. Great for the 2 sunny days the UK gets a year,
True.
but for the rest of it has an air of gritty depression that makes Swansea no different. And like any other boring UK location, it's made a lot more fun by huffing paint. There does seem to be a conspiracy online. The residents of Swansea all seem to swear that it's not that bad, and even seem to paint the place like some sort of shire from Lord of the Rings. All of them hobbits, feeding each other Welsh cakes and having a grand time. But I know how depressing this little island we call home is, and I refuse to believe it. You're just lucky, Swansea. I had some slow-cooked Welsh lamb left over, and we all know how much you love lamb. I'm making the official sandwiches of UK
sandwich right now.
Swansea people are very, especially young ones, are adamant the place isn't so bad. But I just ask like someone over the age of 30, and they're like, "Yeah, no, I'm married, and I want to rip out my own eyeballs." So yeah, I don't like the place.
Yeah, the town's probably boring, but that sandwich looks great.
Oh, the sandwich is lovely.
Well, southern UK, I think, is a lot of farmland. I know Wales is very old and lots of rural farmland.
I'm from Falmouth, which is in Cornwall, right at the bottom of the island, and it is absolutely stunning. But unless you're a student or like a really creepy old guy hitting on students, or you can get a large quantity, ironically enough, of weed, or you're a painter, you're gonna have a bad time there because there's no work. No one has any work.
I think, yeah, the place I would really want to go to is right around that area, and mostly to get, like, I want to find dinosaur fossils. Like, if I ever come to the UK, that's where I'm going. I'm going to the shores.
And the old salt mines as well. Fossils. The old salt mines. That's where Richard Attenborough got his start as a little kid. He'd walk down a garden path and he'd pass an old abandoned mine and he'd see like the little tiny coral shells embedded in it. And he's like, how did they get there? And boom, years later, nearly a century later, he is somehow still magically alive. Please don't die, old man. We need you. You're full of love and whimsy. And he is still talking about animals to this day. You know how long ago? My granddad, I never met him. He died at least a decade and change before I died. Before I was born, and he, sure enough, watched David Attenborough on the telly, like back when he was alive. He's been on telly for that long. He is an institution at this point. It's fucking weird, man. I don't like the linear time.
UK just builds. People are built different there.
It's the weather. It endears you to sadness, so you're not going to die anytime soon.
Before Britain was occupied, no one could occupy it. It was such a volatile place to live, weather-wise. No one could live here, except like really like tribalistic people. Boadicea, I think the first queen of Britain or whatever.
No, she was the queen of the Iceni that tried to rally the southern tribes against the Romans after the Romans did a lot of bad things to her and her family. But she became afterwards. The Victorians, ironically enough, who loved the Romans, still wanted to immortalize her as this great spirit of English history.
Well, yeah, she fought and pretty much almost won.
Yeah, and of course, she wouldn't have seen herself as English. She wouldn't have called her even herself Celt.
She actually drove the Roman influence out of Britain.
Yeah.
Completely.
Well, close to it. It did win.
No, she did. She drove them out of here. They came back, but she drove them out of here. That's how crazy, like, she was. She was vengeful. They did terrible shit to her and her daughter, killed her husband, all that stuff, left her with nothing. And she rallied everybody up. It's a pretty interesting story, and it's not really, like, told in history.
Well, it is over here. And that's not kind of how it happened.
Over here in America, it is not. It is not told. Boadicea. It's actually a very also interesting song that Enya made.
Yeah.
That's actually how I found out about her, was because of the Enya song.
I actually only recently read
I found
a
better
history on
because of
that.
Civilization.
Yep.
Games.
She was one of the Celtic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Her and Brennus, the first guy who sacked Rome. They were the
I think
Celtic
she was in
choices in
Civ
4.
5.
4, I
Was it Civ
think.
5? I didn't play 4.
Oh well, then it
much.
must have been 5 then.
Probably, I think she was DLC in 5.
Oh, okay. I don't think I ever did the DLCs in 5. I did it in 6 though. I'm still getting the occasional one.
Super important round for the self-confidence.
This is a great moment.
Devious ass, but can you still do that West Country accent though?
Okay, I can do one thing, and hold on, I have to challenge it a bit. Right, my lovelies. There, that's it. That's all I can fucking do. You sound like a hobbit. That's what you do. Somerset. There we go. I can do Devon, Somerset, and even then, it's a bastardized version of it. I used to know some Cornish words, but they're long gone. I was a babe when I left, but my family still my uncle in particular picked up the accent. Yeah, he's from London. So, yeah.
Super important round for the self-confidence there. Not only the steal, you need to give him the fist.
Come on. There you go. Cameraman has to do it.
But not only super important round for the self-confidence.
Honestly, don't leave anyone hanging. You know, don't leave him hanging like that.
Well, yeah, look at that look.
The cameraman felt so bad for me at the do it. Okay, we'll keep them short. What is this? Oh, this is from Japan. I know. This is actually the same guys we're gonna watch after.
I don't want to make this video, but I have to maintain integrity. I'm at Omona, a Kobe beef specialty store that looks like the White House inside. First up, a salad with some clear noodly things. The server told me what these were called, but I forgot, sorry. Then a little soup with this AI-generated teacup with 2 handles. It was a pretty nice soup. But finally, the reason that we're all here, and the reason I'm crying. This Kobe beef souffle oma rice. Let's start with the basics. Oma rice is a Japanese dish with rice and an omelet on top. It's popular among young women, kids, and unashamed lazy voice American YouTubers. This omelet was prepared souffle style, which is great for the thumbnail, but terrible for me because I don't like it. But preferences aside, good food is good food. And this is bad. The egg tastes like absolutely nothing. Not even egg. Oh wait, I do taste something. Overcooked egg. One of the worst tragedies since we lost the green onions on the cheesy fiesta potatoes at Taco Bell. Digging through my nothing fluff revealed lukewarm rice and lukewarm sauce. I tried eating all the components together as intended, but none of these flavors work together. And I don't want to slam this place too hard because I'm sure they have better menu items, but this ain't it, Chief. I love the beef, but I just want to eat it with some salt and call it a day. I'd rather play pre-patch PS3 Skyrim and have my save corrupted than eat this again.
By the way, I did the numbers for this. And that would come to about just under $20 for that 3, not counting a drink.
The soup stuff and salad looked nice at least.
Yeah, I'd go for the
You
soup.
you gotta prepare when you go places, foreign places. You really gotta prepare beforehand. Do your research about the cuisine.
Well, he finds some gems, but they haven't. They're not all winners by his standard, anyway. Here's
luckily, I have access to Japantown. I live like close to San Francisco, so
yeah, all them immigrants coming over, teaching you all how to eat sushi.
I make Japanese food. Like I'm like this close to perfecting rice and sushi.
Ooh.
And you know, I cook with sesame oil and chopsticks and everything. Like
my diet is like 90% rice and tuna right now because I'm trying to lose weight.
It's weird. I was raised by Mongolians. My stepfather's Mongolian, so I'm actually like I have a lot of Asian background in my family.
Could he do the throat singing? Could he do the throat singing?
That's another song I've got on my work Spotify playlist. The Who.
Oh God. Yeah.
Good band.
They did Pinball Wizard, right?
I don't know.
Who was it that Pinball Wizard?
But just to be clear, I'm not talking about I'm talking about the Who, the Mongolian throat singing band, HU.
Oh.
Womp 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 wow.
Not the other The Who. No,
I know the both of them. I know what exactly.
Yeah.
I'm stupid. I'm sorry. Oh my God! I can't believe I did that. Duh.
Yeah, Wolf Totem is a great song.
Yeah, they do. They do. I love
I have
metal.
no idea what it's about, but it sounds amazing.
Some things are just inappropriate, like sampling things at Costco that aren't actually samples, or defending new horizons. And like the amount of cheese I found on my veggie dog at the Swedish embassy in Japan. I still can't believe they invited me to the embassy twice now. I must be getting pretty important. The embassy personally contacted me to try all of their menu items, but I said no, I'm only gonna have 4. And they were like, alright. I got a refreshing appleberry soda, but I almost Will Grellowed and made an oopsie. I grabbed 2 hot dogs, but hold up, wait. These are veggie dogs. They kinda taste like falafel kinda, but not really. It's more of a mushy mishmash of veggies, but they actually taste pretty good. This chili tastes authentic too, but like the dog, I have no idea what's in it, so it may or may not be vegetarian. Want to see a magic trick? I can now summon Texas in the comment section. Beans belong in chili. Next up is this cheese monstrosity. It's also a veggie dog, but you can forget about any sort of health benefit with all this cheese on it. What stinks is you can't get this cheese on a regular hot dog, and that kind of makes me sad, but whatever. As a bonus, I grabbed some chicken because I had a feeling it would be a sleeper, and sure enough,
Well,
absolutely
if you make
delicious.
your own
16
food,
times
you
better
can
than
get
KFC,
anything
3
on
times better than Popeyes, and 9 times better than Church's. I finished off with some cafe au lait ice cream, which made me feel like Shadow of the Colossus, but I'm the Colossus. And then I went shopping. There you go. Good day. Some things are just inappropriate, like sampling things at Costco that aren't actually sampled.
So does Texas have some sort of anti-bean thing going on, or what?
Yeah, I remember hearing about that. Do you know anything about it there?
What was the statement?
Beans belong in chili, is how you
Oh,
summon
yeah.
Texas.
I think so. Yeah. You should definitely put beans in chili.
I agree, but apparently Texas doesn't, and that is.
I mean, when you only put the meat and the sauce in, and the veggies, you're missing all the extra protein. You know, without the beans, you need something else. But with the beans, you can just eat chili, and that will be enough.
But we were just asking as well, like, can you confirm if Texas has a thing against beans and chili or something? Is that what his joke there was?
No, I think that if you don't put beans in Texas, or I don't know, beans do belong in chili, and I guess
I don't think they
maybe
belong
he
in
is inferring
Texas,
that they
though.
don't.
I
They
think
don't like
that you
chili
need
in
a lot
Texas
of.
or something?
It sounds like they're strongly on one side or the other of that argument, I guess.
Yeah,
Well,
it's.
chili is a eastern southern type of dish. It's more like a Louisiana type of Mississippi thing. So it's not really a Texas dish anyway. So maybe they, Americanized it.
Hello everyone, this is your daily dose
Oh shit, I saw this one.
of internet. This guy got a tattoo and immediately
This
passed
guy
out.
acts so quickly. Watch.
Whoa.
Just in fucking time.
Yeah.
Luckily, the artist was able to catch him before he got hurt.
Oh, they got phlomosis. Phlomosis seal.
Midas. Hey.
Oh Jesus.
Blizzard. Okay.
With the technology behind the Apple Vision Pro, people are learning that they can now poop anywhere in the universe.
Yeah, I saw this.
Some Rick and Morty shit right here.
Yeah.
This is exactly what this should be used for. I mean, this is exactly what I would do.
Pooping.
Yep. So you know what I'm gonna do? If I ever am crazy enough to get something like this, I'm going to have it set on the the bridge of a Imperial battleship from 40K.
So a lot of people are not bringing this up about the Apple headsets. This is pretty much the closest we're gonna get to a holodeck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
this is it.
I've seen people try to interact with other items that can be connected. I saw the guy walking down the street while walking his robo dog, wearing them.
I highly suggest you don't walk around in public with these headsets on unless you want to get mugged, but hey.
Yeah, that's a whole lot of money walking around there, and you're very distracted right now.
I would not do that.
Definitely
without
not.
a bunch of people around you. Like, make sure you just.
Or you could be picked on. You know, people were just gonna pick on you for the sake of it, or they'll be paranoid and think you're recording them.
Trust me, nobody with these headsets is gonna give a shit that they're getting made fun of. This is the latest tech. Like, you know?
This guy wanted to destroy this
I
giant
don't even like
snowman.
apple and I want
Go
one.
tackle that shit, Sam.
Oh, I've seen birds do this. Swole bird.
Here's a cool device that allows you to properly transport your sauces. You can easily pick up your spilled honey or ketchup and move it somewhere else.
Come.
What magic is this?
Wow.
What dark sorcery is this? The Inquisition's gonna come and destroy this in the name of the Emperor.
Come on!
The spirit was
Wanted to get his
there.
airport worker's phone number before taking off. Here's some of the traps American soldiers had to deal with when walking through the jungle during the Vietnam War.
Yeah.
The next one is what we call roller. If you notice more clearly, you will see there's going to be a hook, like a hook on the spike.
My favorite part of any flying. Turbulence.
Oh, this isn't just turbulence, this is also free fall.
This cat discovered a new way to run faster.
Shit myself.
Yeah.
And let's hope this cat doesn't.
These people were wearing t-shirts of their favorite band without realizing that they were right behind them.
Double take.
That's awesome.
Airball. I'm her mom. It's fine.
One of my subscribers made a Super Mario obstacle course for their cat. That is the end of this video. We hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys again very, very
I
soon.
saw someone do that with a
Later.
hamster. Same thing.
Awesome. Go
Yo,
kitty.
that mom can go fuck herself.
Right.
Daughter, what the hell? I'm her mom. It's okay. Bitch, please. Okay? What the hell?
She has
What
the
kind
same
of
haircut
excuse-
as the
What kind
wolf.
of excuse is that to be an asshole? For real.
Same haircut as the GIF that we have, the picture of the Karen we have on our UI.
Hey, look, it's us again. Yay, it's us.
It triggers me because it's something my mom would do, you know? It's okay, I'm her mom. I can do whatever I want.
Yeah, no, fuck that.
Here, one Dylan Hollis and
Decisions
then
we got today.
so just before sausages, Dylan.
Even better.
Chow mein
Even better.
cookies from 1968. Now I'm down for chow mein noodles, and I'm down.
Whoa, just now it wants the buffer. Fuck you. I was watching that. No, try again.
Chow mein cookies from 1968. Now I'm down for chow mein noodles, and I'm down for cookies, but I mean common sense says that they shouldn't necessarily go together. Or do they? We start with 6 ounces of chalky chips, which is a little more than a cup. Plus 6 ounces of butterscotch chips. We're off to a good start. And we simply melt this over a double boiler. Fire! Then we remove from heat and add in 5 ounces of chow mein noodles. You see, this is where you lose me, because I think this is troubling, like clinically. Or you were subject to a fall from a great height. Trying to say you're a little messed up, Teresa from Memphis, Tennessee. And a half cup of salted peanuts. Some crunch for your
But it's
trauma.
just
Mix
grain.
until
Noodles are
you
just
cry, then you just dollop onto some wax
Whoa,
paper
it's
to cool
lagging
while you
like
think about
crazy on my end.
your life choices. Here we have some choice piles of excrement.
Oh. Okay.
I love the dawning of delight on his face.
This is just a good idea. The smooth chocolate and the
Yeah.
butterscotch with the salty crunch of the noodles and the peanuts. Yes. Chow mein
Yes.
cookies from 1960.
I wouldn't have thought
It's literally a grain. Like,
Yeah,
duh.
I've been subscribed to this guy's channel for a while, and this happens once in a
Love
while. Where he's like, this idea is insane. This will never work. Oh my god,
I
it's
love
amazing.
that is so cool.
He really wears his emotions on his sleeve. He's great.
He is all whimsy all the time.
Wait, what is Doritos dip?
Well, we're
I
about
didn't
to
know
find
there
out.
was Doritos dip.
Really?
Oh God, I love
It comes.
Doritos.
Doritos dip comes with over here. You almost always get them right next to each other. because or the knockoff store brand equivalent. So I've always known Doritos dip existed. Their meat usually depends on what you get. If you get the super spicy Doritos, then you get the super mellow dips, if that's how you want to play it.
It looks like this one on screen is pretty much just queso.
Well, we'll find out. But
Yes.
first things first, some non-sausage deep fried garlic.
I wanted to see the Dorito dip.
We're gonna watch both. We watch
Okay,
one sausage and one not sausage.
We tend to do the non-sausage one first because they're usually only like a minute or two. They're quick.
Yeah.
It's time we make some high-quality cuisine. You may have heard of black garlic before, but we're gonna make super black garlic. 15-minute garlic, 30-minute garlic, 1 hour garlic.
Garlic.
Those garlic
Blom.
bulbs are cruising at around 360. They actually look really good. It smells incredible in here.
I was gonna
things
say.
have taken a turn for
Oh,
the
no.
15-minute garlic. And for the most part, it looks pretty okay. The garlic is it kind of has the same consistency as mashed potatoes. 30-minute garlic. This one's a little bit easier to cut into. Oh, it just falls apart. Mostly unscathed. Let's give it a try. It's now even more liquidier than mashed potatoes are. And it tastes more garlicky, like the garlic got more concentrated. So a slight improvement? That's 1 hour garlic. And now the moment of truth. I can't cut this thing. Oh my God! Just why won't you cut? Jeez.
This is why he's got the tongs.
It's like it's just all shell. It disintegrated. I think I found one.
Yep.
Now that's black. Deep
Oh.
frying a bulb of garlic for an hour, it'll leave you with literally nothing. 30-minute garlic, although it tastes better, you do lose a lot of the actual garlic that's in there. Really, your best bet is to do the 15-minute garlic. That'll yield you most garlic per garlic. But really, I don't see a culinary use for any of this. So I'm gonna have to give the deep-fried garlic a 1 out of 5.
You also probably want to peel all of the outside of the garlic off before you fry it.
Yeah, that would probably have been a more better idea.
Yeah, because then it does just
as well.
disintegrate into the oil.
Ooh, I'm gonna watch this afterwards. After we're done tonight, I'm gonna be watching this. The Deadpool and Wolverine teaser. It's finally out.
Yeah.
Dorito dip.
Doritos.
Well, hey there, folks, and welcome back. I guess.
Oh my God.
Yes, Doritos dip. A
It's
product
different
that
looking
I would
over here.
classify as violently American.
Sausage.
Violently
oh my
American.
God, look at that. It
It
smells
is.
like what it should.
Radioactive,
There's no
my
surprises
God.
so far. Whoop.
It
And it's
looks
pretty
and
good. It's
tastes like
smooth,
freedom.
It's creamy, it tastes like Doritos. But what do you think, Doritos Dinosaur? Oh yeah, I love Doritos! Thanks, Doritos Dinosaur. You know, this is all there is, so, let's get to the sausaging. Of course, we're not going to put the cheese in the grinder, because it's just going to get wrapped around the corkscrew in there and not actually
There's no
push
point
out.
in grinding cheese anyway, you doofus.
So first we're gonna hit it with some salt, some pepper,
Jesus.
and the rest of the Dorito cheese that the dinosaur didn't get to. Don't forget to scrape the lid! Thanks, Dorito Dinosaur. Wow! Perhaps this might be a little too much cheese. Don't you know that I heard it through the sausage? Not much longer would you be mine?
I'm not listening to this
Sausage.
anti-cheese heresy.
The viability of this sausage is kind of concerning me. I think we may have used too much cheese. Buy the ticket, take the ride! That's good advice, Doritos Dinosaur. But anyway, in 3, 2, 1, let's sausage!
Oh yeah.
And that will just about do her. With special thanks to today's Mark Boxalo box artist, this guy! This Will of Flow is brought to you by HelloFresh. Say hello to...
No, it's not, because we're content thieves. LOL. Wee! Look at us stealing! Woo!
I wish I could get somebody like HelloFresh to sponsor me.
Right?
Ah, yes, a good will it blow, and quite a bit on the Feifel poster. So I'm gonna have to give that will it blow 3 Mark Ruffalo's! That looks more like a 4 to me! Shut up, Doritos Dinosaur. Okay,
There's still
here we go!
bits flying out of the dinosaur. Bop.
Oh, we
Oh
got a
no!
burst. All right. Well, I guess from here it looks pretty cooked enough. So let's get to it. Well, shucks. All right. Well, let's open up the other end and see how we did. Things aren't going well. Things are not going well at all. So it looks like the cheese has mostly converted into oil. That's a reasonable thing. All right, but we gotta see
At
how
the
it
inside of
tastes.
Breckin's arteries.
It tastes amazing. That Doritos cheese goes super well with this sausage.
Unlike
the
Breckin's
taste
arteries.
is a 5 out of 5, but everything else about this sausage is a complete mess. The skin is goopy. The sausage just kind of slides right out when you push on it. No crispy skin whatsoever. And it burst. And it was difficult to bite through. The skin's just way too chewy.
It's chewy.
We're gonna have to get a hold of that Doritos powder because I think that will make this a true 5 out of 5. But what do you think, Doritos Dinosaur? I think it could use some more cheese! You know what? I've decided I don't like the Doritos Dinosaur. Normally I only dock 1 point for the skin being gooey, but it kind of ruins the sausage a lot. So I'm gonna have to give this sausage here a 3.5 out of 5.
Womp womp.
Bop, 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 bop.
I'd see him try it again with
And nothing gets me down now.
I've good feelings in the future about that Doritos idea of a sausage, but clearly it's not the sauce. The dip is not the way to go.
Yeah.
No, you know what he should have done? He should have
oil.
just taken Doritos, smashed them up, and then put them in the sausage.
I think he might have already tried that.
One of my favorite things to eat is a normal sandwich, and then to put the Doritos on the sandwich so it's crunchy.
Yeah, crisp buddies we call them over here.
I love Doritos. It's a problem. Send help.
The real problem is the lack of Doritos.
The lack of Doritos.
The lack of Doritos tonight on the Hallmark
What, the most
Television
recent
Network.
video was 2 weeks ago? Is
Remember?
Buff okay?
He did say that he was moving to a new Buff universe.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
But where is it? 2 days ago. I should be back with new videos, new era, new location. He's moving home. That's what's doing. Oh, we were worried because it was I thought maybe he was doing it behind a paywall or something. But he's just...
No, we knew he was moving home. You just forgot, I guess.
Maybe I am very good looking, Krendar, but that has nothing to do with anything, okay? Can we focus on Buff right now? Please. Honestly.
God
All right.
damn it, Krendar. One job. One job.
No, I know.
Alright, well, he's made so much stuff that there's bound to be a hidden gem here. That or else we could try Stir Steve-O. He's over in America.
Oh, Steve-O. Yeah.
He's at. You know
check out one of my shorts.
Okay, maybe if you want.
But I thought you weren't wearing any.
I'm not. I think I have posted 2 YouTube shorts. They're just of my little fishies.
Sure.
Bloop, 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 bloop. Hate to see you.
Yeah, there they are.
Freshwater
Tramp.
blues.
You got Tramp?
Yeah, they're little shrimpies. I think one of them's pregnant right now.
Let's see the shrimps. They're so little.
Watch, they're so tiny.
Look at them all doing a little leg dance.
Motherfuckers cost $30. Did you know that?
What?
Damn.
Yeah, watch. It'll scale out. No, keep watching. tiny little nano tank it's just a gallon 0.5, right? It's not even half a gallon. It's only a gallon. That's how tiny they are.
Oh.
Ah.
How long do they live for?
I have no idea. They
I mean,
live,
if they're 30, like, if it's $30 and they last like a week, you're kind of fucked.
they live a couple of years. So I don't know
Years?
these particular shrimp, but there's other shrimp that live for like decades.
If they're pregnant though, that's the $30 that keeps on giving.
True.
Yeah, I can feed them to my other fish.
I was gonna say, aren't they used a lot as the sea monkeys? Aren't they often used to feed other fish?
Yeah. So that's what I'm doing. That's me.
And
that's one of the guppies while they were acclimating. That's my aunt's dog in the background.
P.
Yeah.
Dog.
Little guppies. Now those guppies are in the bigger freshwater tank because I use this to acclimate some of the fish.
Do you clean it out after every time, like new fish come in and old ones come out?
No, I have a system going with this where I just kind of top it off with some RO, which is reverse osmosis water. And there's a snail in there that keeps the glass clean. The guppies move everything around, the shrimp eat the algae, and I have live plants in there that eat all the nitrates, which is like the fish poop. So there's a little natural ecosystem in there. All I have to do is make it rain.
You know what?
And
Nice.
nature does what it does in there. It's pretty
It sustains
cool.
itself mostly, yeah.
It reminds me of those. You ever see those videos of the guys with the terrariums that just like they seal them shut, and there's the right amount of everything there so they can stay alive, in theory, for like decades.
They have people do those and they don't even know that they have certain creatures in there sometimes, and just some little critter will pop up one day in there. The ecospheres are pretty cool things.
All right. Well then.
Thanks for showing everybody.
That's all right. And while we're talking to you, why don't we go around and do our goodbye shills? And Luna, why don't you get us started? And you want to promote? Your link is in the doobly-doo down there.
My link is in the doobly-doo? What's that?
That's the description.
Oh, my link is in the description down below. That is my Twitch link. I also have a Twitter. It's all Luna LaVinci, no underscore though. Only Twitch has the underscore because somebody took my name while I was over on Beam. But if you want to get a hold of me, Twitter, X is really honestly the best place to do that. And Twitch, I stream Wednesday through Saturdays most of the time. I'm taking it easy right now because of my soberness. I'm trying to one day at a time not overdo it, overwhelm myself or anything. But Wednesday through Saturday is when check me out on Twitch, and you can probably find me on X/Twitter any day of the week. So, thank you guys for having me again.
Of course.
I appreciate it.
This won't be the last time we'll be seeing you either.
Hope not.
And hopefully we'll get a guest to come along with you.
Davius loves to hang out, and I do have a couple other friends I can bring.
We always love new friends, so absolutely.
Devious was fun.
Yeah. I still have that recording. It was either you or Devious made of Crendar. It was your idea and for like a song, and then they whipped it up. Do I still? Let's see if I can find it in my downloads. Should be way down the bottom here.
Devious does like making his.
Poker Face. But it was the
songs,
Tucker Face. Yeah, you asked for Tucker Face there, Crendar, and he said, "Give me a minute," and boop, he made it for you.
Nice.
Anyway, Crendar, and you want to promote?
I'm just sticking to my Final Fantasy 14 streams for now until the end of the month when Rebirth comes out, and then it's gonna be Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth all the fucking time. I'm gonna go hard on that game. So excited.
Hell yeah. It's too rich
Before
for
Remake came out, I did not know what to expect from it. Now that I've played Remake, I have an idea of what to expect out of Rebirth, and I'm so excited.
Have you played Crisis Core?
Unfortunately, yes.
Oh, okay. Well, besides the mechanics and all the bullshit, the story, though, right? Did you get enough from the story?
Yeah, the last hour of the story was good. All of that
the only important part of Crisis Core is the story. Okay, I'll say that much.
And the last hour of the story, like the bit with Zack and Cloud at the end, very important for context. All the weird shit before that was nonsense.
Crisis Core ties everything together. There's something that Square Enix does, and I call it the Kingdom Hearts effect, and it over-convolute everything. Instead of like back in the day, because I'm a Final Fantasy VI whore. That's my favorite Final Fantasy.
Hell yeah.
6 was just Terra, Locke, oh my god, all of the characters were great.
I'm waiting to see if they do a remake
greatest villain ever.
Yes, mad.
Kafka, right? But the whole story was there, you know, it was all in one game. 7 has been kind of like drawn out through the ages, kind of like with Kingdom Hearts. You have to play all these other frickin' handheld games just to get 5 minutes of something really crucial. That's why I asked about Crisis Core.
That's Crisis Core in a nutshell,
the last fucking 20 minutes of that game tells you so much.
Yep, agreed.
Square Enix, why? So that's cool. I'm excited. I hope you enjoy that.
Oh, I'm going to love the hell out of Rebirth, because I remember, I don't know if you guys remember the discussion about Remake before Remake came out, and everybody was like, are they going to keep in the cross-dressing scene? I think they're going to take out the cross-dressing scene. I don't think they're going to do that. Meanwhile, Square Enix is like, hold my beer, we're dialing this shit up to 11.
The Yakuza level of music number from what I've seen from the clip.
Yeah, they did not just keep in the cross-dressing scene, they went fucking hard on it.
Yeah,
was glorious.
There's something about Japanese entertainment culture that really goes hard. You know, you see their television programming is wild, man.
Erin almost passed out from joy when she saw Cloud in that dress. She almost hyperventilated. It was hilarious. It was so good.
All right. Well, as for me, tomorrow I am going to go and return to most likely Assassin's Creed, because we're nearly done, and I might start a little earlier just to wrap up Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Because we've been tackling that for far longer than it was needed to, but there's so much busy work. Like I said with Sun last week, like they just, you know, there's ways of doing it right and engaging, and wrong and just like a checklist.
Oh, you're gonna love Valhalla.
And I'll get to it someday, ideally when its price dropped to next to nothing.
Are you guys gonna try out the Helldivers game?
Helldivers?
Oh, Helldivers 2.
Helldivers 2.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe? Okay.
I'm here to defend
I played the first one.
Earth.
It seems Devious was playing it yesterday, and he was saying it seemed really balanced towards a co-op. So like just going through it solo seems a bit harsh.
Yeah.
It sounds right.
Gauging the waters there.
Well, we got our hands on it.
The first one, but it seemed neat.
It looks good, and I think it looks better than the Starship Troopers, which has the same theme going on.
It was more Starship Troopers than Starship Troopers was.
That's what I was saying. I was like, oh my god, this is great.
Luna, before we go, didn't you play Darktide when it came out?
I did, and I do. I think I still do play it. I've kind of dipped back into my solo play for a little bit while I'm recovering. I'm getting in touch with me again, and Skyrim's been it for me. Other than that, it's been hard. I played all of the Poppy playtime episodes.
Oh yeah.
I've been watching
the third chapter, and then I went back and played the first and second, and then third one again. So if you're looking for a horror game to play, Poppy playtime is really good. It has a lot of Easter eggs. The lore around it is great. It actually has 2 ARGs out on the internet. Like this dev team is just blowing me away,
Yeah.
honestly.
Also, if
Shout
you're
out to them.
Jacksepticeye is in it.
Yeah, there's an Easter egg of him in there. I
Jackaboy's in
think they
there.
even reference Matt Pat and Markiplier as well. So, and there's more than that. They actually have these people that make music, fans that make like fan-made music. They put one of their fans' songs in the game, like in the corner of the game somewhere. So this dev team, like seriously, shout out to Mob Entertainment. They're doing a great job with Poppy Playtime. And
awesome.
Layers of Fear, I've dipped back into that, but it's kind of triggering me because they're painting the artist as like the bad guy, and like everyone else, you should feel bad for the musician and the actor and the director, but fuck the artist guy, he's evil, you know? So
Weird.
I'm trying to like figure that out. Layers of Fear. Horror. I'm very into horror, psychological horror games, Silent Hill, all that stuff. But I'll play co-op games too. Yeah. But that's there's my focus.
Soma?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, how do you go from writing something like Soma to writing this shit in Layers of Fear? Like, fuck.
Yeah, I don't know. Soma was great though.
Like, Layers of Fear comes across like it's been written by AI. I'm not gonna lie about it. But Soma is
really enjoyed Soma,
masterpiece. Soma's my favorite game.
Dumbass.
When people ask me what's your favorite game, I tell them Soma because it really truly is. It moved me. It made me think about humanity and like where humanity begins and ends, and like AI and robots in general. You know, immortality. Like the true Philosopher's Stone is probably AI, but we wouldn't exist as we exist in the state now. We would be another copy of us. It's like it's almost like clones.
We have to wrap it up now, so we can
We like video games, okay?
And we can talk as soon as the camera's over and I get up before my sciatica tries to kill me. So I need to stand up. We can still talk, but I gotta say goodbye to the chat. So everyone tune in this time next week for Insolence, making also a return for the first time in ages.